guys are so nuts.
Welcome, chat.
Watermelon hail.
Doesn't look like it may not be on the ground right now, so Dick Worsham. Dude, I can't. I just can't with that. Hello, chat. We are rocking and we are rolling. An absolute banger today. Absolute banger.
Oh!
10,000. 10,001. 2. It just keeps going. It's like a clock.
How are you doing tonight, Phoenix of the Gods?
Doing good.
Oh my. Not what I was saying.
Chat, send this stream to everyone you know. Every single person you know. Send it to them right now. Because this is as big as it gets. This is as real as it gets. Wait for snow. Looks like it's starting to rope out a little bit, Edgar. This is crazy.
Wow! Look at that!
At Angela Holmes 927 super chatted $6.78. Well done, guys. Love from me.
I can't even with this right now, guys. Like, what is this? Brad is out front. Brad is taking a strong lead. Here comes number 7, right on the side.
Bio break.
Number 14. We're making a push. Number 7. Oh my God! Number 9 is going down to the edge. Oh my goodness!
Oh my god, dude. Like, oh. Okay, here we go.
Hey, who's this girl in the back, bro? She's just sitting here, just hadn't said a dang word, just staring at us.
That's my girlfriend.
Oh.
Babe, hold your mic button down.
What's up?
Wait, what's your username? Hold on. Was that Lactatia?
It's Letitia.
And now, your local on the Meower. I mean, Boat Guy. Phil, you're behind Boat Guy. He's going to get you through this. People in the chat are loving Boat Guy. Jess, Ginger Ninja, the return of the boat. Andrew Johnson, you can always trust the guy with the boat. I'm telling you, this guy, Eric Gray, that guy is going fishing no matter what. Let's build the hype. And now, your local.
Let's go!
All right, chat, we're ready to roll. Let's roll. Don't leave me. Don't. Shotgun. 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 Let's go.
The following program is a
the hype,
production
the chat.
of the Stormfront Freaks Network.
Where am I? What is this place? It's so dark. Oh, what is that sound? Ah! This is the big weather show! Oh!
I'm your host, Stormcat5.
That is absolutely insane.
We're going to talk about the biggest stories in weather.
That is a massive debris ball.
And who knows what we're going to say.
Was that Lactatia?
It's Letitia.
So strap in, buckle up. The Big Weather Show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Countdown, chat!
now.
Welcome, chat. Boom! TGTF, thank God it's Thursday. Are you kidding me, chat? We have got an unbelievable show for you today. The chat is absolutely popping off right now. Remember, all caps allowed, spamming emotes allowed. All of it is allowed here on this channel. What just happened? Rob, oh my goodness, he's been a member for 2 months. Oh, Rob really likes those beaver emojis. I tell you what, Rob, thank you for being a member here on the channel. We are the Stormfront Freaks Network, and I am your host, meteorologist, Stormcat5. Let's see who we got in the chat right now. Let's look at the regulars checking in. If you're a regular, if you're not a regular, if it's your first time, let me know right now in the chat. Let's see who we got checking in across the country. We've got Kelsey, Rob, Camp, Barb Max, been a member for 2 months. She's building the hype as well. We got Creamsicle. We got Laura. We got Kelsey. We got Andrea. We got Creamsicle again. We got Darren. We've got so many people from across the country. We've got people in the United Kingdom. We've got people in Australia. We probably have at least one person that's in Antarctica right now. That is probably a thing. And we are all here for one reason. We've got Chicago represented. We've got Columbus represented. We've got Kentucky represented. We've got Oklahoma represented. We got Texas here. We got Florida. We got everywhere across the country. I'm curious, do we have anyone on the West Coast? We've got a lot of our Eastern U.S. brethren. The regulars are here. We got Exploding Trees. R. Patterson talking about exploding trees. That came from Brother Max Velocity. I tell you what. We got Lisa Moorhead. Oh, Lisa's a close friend of mine. Also, checking in the chat. This is the Big Weather Show, and we are starting right now, guys. We have quite the show ahead of us because we've got to talk about this storm, guys. This is going to be a historic storm, okay? No matter what way you cut it. And today's the big day. Today's the moving day when all of the models, if there was going to be any massive shifts, if there was going to be any curveballs, today was going to be a big day for those curveballs. This is the latest GFS model. Actually, sorry. Now, this is the latest GFS model. And this is the American model once again. And the snow totals, it is showing.
$6.71.
Oh my.
Let's go, y'all.
Let's go. That's right. Carly's getting it kicked off with €5. Are you kidding me? Let's go. W's in chat for Carly. Guys, I'm telling you, these snow totals that we are looking at right now are absolutely insane. We have not seen a storm like this that's this far widespread. Look at this, guys. If we look at this closer, we have got, if you look at the snow, we've got almost a foot all the way back here in Texas in a huge swath from Texas all the way through New York City, Boston, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio. The entire state of Kentucky could be blanketed in almost a foot of snow. This is a historic storm. This is the storm we will remember for a long time, and it is all but certain. Someone's going to get mega snow. Someone's going to get mega ice. Let's see what's going to happen today in the models. Let me show you. This is the latest GFS model, just to give you an idea. We've got snow all the way, heavy snow, all the way back in New Mexico. That snow extends through Oklahoma.
$4.99.
Oh no.
Exploding beavers.
Oh no. The chat is starting off on an absolutely shocked note today, chat. W in chat for Intel Alpha, but that was shocked. That was absolutely shocked. If it's your first time joining us, that's an inside joke. So you're just gonna have to accept it, and move on. But our snowfall, guys, we have a... Oh, I went on mute for a second. Not good. This storm extends all the way back into Oklahoma. And by the way, chat, throughout the show, if you have any questions about a specific area, do a super chat because that'll help me. I can't be looking at the chat all the time. So if I don't answer your question, do a super chat. That'll help me see your specific question for your area, and I'll be able to narrow it down for you. So, Oklahoma City, things are going to start off with almost a foot of snow in some portions. Oklahoma City's probably going to get 8 to 10. Tulsa, 8 to 10. Wow. Down in McAllister, potentially even higher. Now, some of the totals down there will probably be kind of cut in. Well, they won't get all of that snow. Not all of that will fall as snow. We'll take a look at that in a second. Further north, guys, the snow totals as we go up even further. This is one model, and I'm going to show you different models throughout the show. I'm just showing you the latest American, the GFS model, to give you an idea about what could happen.
At Eric Arj 6,176 super chatted $10. I'm hoping everyone will safe. God bless.
Oh, Erica, I'm hoping everyone will be safe. God bless. Erica, God bless you too as well. Erica's an OG. She's been here for a long time. But look at this. Guys, these snow totals that we're talking about, someone here in Kentucky and along the Ohio River especially is going to get over a foot of snow, possibly even a foot and a half. And these snow ratios that we're looking at, these are 10 to 1. In some spots, especially on the northern side, these snow ratios are going to be 15 to 1, potentially even higher. When you get snow ratios higher than that, you get a big time overperformer. And so some of these snow totals, like in Ohio here, you're seeing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of snow. This could be even higher because, this is 10 to 1. If you multiply this by 15 to 1, now we're talking 10 inches, 11 inches, 12 inches of snow that could potentially fall in the state of Ohio. I think this is as clear-cut as it gets, guys. We are going to have an impactful storm. Look at this. All the way to the northeast, guys. There is a massive snow deficit for our East Coast brethren in New York, in Boston. The past 3 years, New York City is in a snow deficit of over 70 inches or 80 inches of snow. If you look at what they should be getting versus what they've gotten. So New York City has gotten nothing the past couple of years. Boston has gotten nothing the past couple of years. The East Coast, this storm is for you because you guys are going to get a foot plus, at least a foot. I'm thinking 12 to 18 in this region. An absolutely crushed job. Even interior portions up here in upstate New York. Guys, this is one of the biggest swaths of heavy snow that I've seen in a good bit, right? This is not unheard of, but we just haven't gotten a winter storm like this at all. Recently, not even close. Not even close. Let's go through the timing here because the timing has slightly changed for this particular winter storm. Will we see Brother Capucci? Not sure. Potentially. He's been deployed, guys. Every single meteorologist right now. This week is like our Super Bowl. Like there is just this week is one of the craziest, busiest weeks I've ever had in my entire life. Working during the day and then weather till midnight and then do it again. And so every meteorologist is just grinding this week. So I don't know if we'll see him. I hope we will. We do have Brother Kyle backstage. Kyle, I'm going to bring you in here. So you can feel free to talk whenever. Okay. So here's the time for this storm. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions. Okay. And if you're here, if you're here in Ohio, I know I texted a bunch of people. We might have some friends and family joining. I've got a lot of people that are asking about flights. And I'll get into that in a second. There's a lot of people that have flights that are going places, that are traveling on Saturday, on Sunday, on Monday, even on Tuesday. I got news for you guys. If you're traveling anywhere in this area, anywhere in that area, you're going to be probably chalked. This is a no-go zone. This is the big-time winter storm zone. Let me show you why. Look at what the radar is going to look like. This is Sunday morning. This is Sunday morning. Let's go back to Sunday night. At one point, this storm is going to be at its biggest Saturday night. And we are talking over 2,000, basically 2,000 miles is how big of a storm this will be. That is absolutely massive. Welcome, Brother Larry. It doesn't get more massive than this. It does not. This is as big of a winter storm, as expansive of a winter storm. Guys, we could have heavy snow ongoing in New York City at the same time that we have heavy snow ongoing in Lubbock, Texas. Look at this right there. That's crazy. Guys, you know how long it would take you to drive from Lubbock to New York? Because I don't. Maybe someone in chat could look it up. Do you know how long it would take to drive from Lubbock to New York City? It's probably a long time. Could you imagine driving that entire drive? An entire drive in snow. Are you kidding me? Let's go. R. Peterson left the Ryan Hall stream for this. Let's go. W's in chat for R. Peterson. That's right. So I'm telling you guys, this is just an astronomically big storm. And you can see there is massive impacts here in Dallas, in Ohio, in Pennsylvania. I don't know why I drew circle Pennsylvania when I did that. But in the South, we're going to have a mega icing event. Unfortunately, for our Southern brethren, what was looking like a snow event for you guys is now gone. You guys are no longer going to be talking about snow. We're talking about rain, freezing rain, and sleet. In the Carolinas, we could have a devastating ice sleet event, which could cripple potentially the infrastructure, especially down here in Louisiana, in Arkansas, and in Mississippi. We are going to potentially have a devastating, right in there. That's where the bullseye of freezing rain is going to be. And I'm telling you right now, guys, I am not, I get excited, right? But I am not hyping this up. This is the freezing rain totals here could be an inch or more. Kyle, would you agree with that?
Yeah, there would definitely be inch and a half freezing rain in
which is
Arkansas, Mississippi area.
That's right. And that's just like, just what we highlighted right in there. Okay, Carly just super chatted. 17. Okay, so the distance between to get about 1,800 miles, it's about 27 hours. Could you imagine driving 27 hours from New York City? Just imagine you're like, I'm just going to take a casual New York City drive to Lubbock. If you're choosing to do that drive on Sunday, you're cooked. If you're choosing to do that drive on Saturday, you're cooked. You're going to be driving through. Look at this. Let's just go to street level here. You're going to be driving. Oh, look, heavy snow. F. I got to go north. Oh, no, there's more heavy snow. Oh, I got to go south. Oh, no, freezing rain. Got to go west. Oh, no. There's no way to cut it. You would be absolutely shocked. You would be shocked. So we look at this winter storm. When is this thing going to happen? And let me show you. If you're curious about exact snow totals, I will give you those as we go. So things are going to kick off early Friday. This is what, Thursday? Guys, we are on the eve of a historic storm. This is a historic storm eve. It's going to start tomorrow. And it's going to continue through Monday morning. So let's time this out here. This is Friday. Friday morning. You can see this is rain right now. But I'm telling you, I would not be surprised here. I would not be surprised if Dallas tomorrow morning woke up with a little freezing drizzle. Because the temperatures are going to be cold enough to support it. Capucci was on this 2 days ago. I would not be surprised if things got started early on Friday morning. In Dallas, you're going to be right in the heart of it. Things are quickly going to go downhill in Dallas with some freezing drizzle. And then as we go throughout the day, that cold air starts to work its way down from the north and changes things over in Texas. And things are going to quickly, Friday night, guys, this is literally tomorrow night, things are going to go downhill fast in Oklahoma City, in Dallas, in Lubbock, even in Odessa. Now, if you're in Houston, if you're in Austin, if you're in San Antonio, things won't really get going for you until later, Saturday, maybe Sunday, because it's going to start as rain for you guys down here. A lot of people in Houston, San Antonio, Austin are going to be,
lulled to sleep here by this storm because they're going to be like, oh, it's just rain. We're good. We're good. That is wrong. Here's why. Because as we go throughout the night, Friday night, going to Saturday morning, look at this. Here's the rain snow line, or here's the rain sleet line. Here's the rain freezing line right there. See how it's working its way south? It's just slowly getting pushed south by that cold air. And even, by the time we wake up Saturday morning, that is going to be dangerously close to Austin, dangerously close to Houston, dangerously close to San Antonio. And that is an area that does not usually get freezing rain. Wow. OG. Jenna, W in chat. We got an OG in chat. An OG is someone who's been here forever. Okay. We're still a relatively small YouTube channel, but we've been even smaller. We're kind of, if it is your first time here, let me know in chat. Also, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button.
Lara 70 super chatted $20.
Oh my.
Spencer, Indiana here. I've seen crazy estimations on our snow totals here. What is your estimate for this part of Indiana?
Massive! A massive dono! Larry with the 20 bombs! He said, Spencer, Indiana! Crazy estimate! What's the estimate? All right, let's take a look. W's in chat for brother Larry. All right, Larry. Let's look real quick. Let's just look at Spencer, Indiana. Where is Spencer? Let's see. Okay, Spencer is just south of Indianapolis here. Here's what Spencer's going to look like. I'm guessing Spencer will probably get, you're going to be right on the edge of the heavy snow here. Wow, that's close. I tell you what, I would probably say 4 to 7, maybe a little bit more. The latest GFS has that. Let's see what the Euro has. The Euro has more. Maybe 4 to 8 is a good estimate for now, with locally higher amounts. If those snow ratios come up, I could see a little bit more than that, Larry. But I don't think you'll be a foot. You're close. You are really close to that heavy axis of snow. If we get a little bit of a bump north tomorrow, who knows? But right now, I'm thinking 4 to 8. Okay, let's go back down to Texas. W's in chat for brother Larry. Massive W's. Okay, so things are going to get started. And then as we go throughout the day, actually, wait, it's back here. As we go throughout the day on Saturday, that rain snow line, once again, is going to creep south and get dangerously close to Houston, to Austin. There is a chance that Houston...
Super
oh my.
$13.42. I've friends in Durham and Raleigh. How will they fare, please?
Durham and Raleigh. I tell you what. W's in chat for Barback. W. Raleigh and Durham, the Carolinas, are unfortunately going to be in the ice. And there could be an ice storm there. I would not be shocked to see an ice storm there, because they're going to get freezing rain totals. Let's take a look. We're kind of bouncing around here. I'll go back to Texas in just a second. Anyone that super chats, though, gets to the front of the line. Hang on. Kyle, Texas is, or the Carolinas are a little tricky here, because right now the Canadian model is showing devastating freezing rain. And obviously this is one model. The National Weather Service, normally I take like a third, like 2/3 of these totals is a pretty good estimate. So if the model, if this model says 1 inch,
so Andrea super
probably,
$20. We're going to be solid in Chicago. Frozen solid. Under -10 by morning.
Oh, yeah. Massive dono. Are you kidding me? W to Andrea. W to Barmack. Andrea says, we're going to be solid in Chicago. Frozen solid. 10 minus. Oh, my goodness. Our Chicago brethren are going to be absolutely frozen. Yeah, that's right. Chicago is going to miss out on the storm. This is not your storm. Unfortunately, our Chicagoans, maybe a little bit of snow, but I'm not expecting a bunch of snow. I am expecting a bunch of cold. So back to Raleigh-Durham here, because this is going to be potentially devastating. Crippling ice totals are going to fall here.
This model has almost 3 inches. That's not going to happen, obviously. We are going to see an extended period of freezing rain. Let me go back here to the GFS. Or let me go to the Euro here because it's a little bit better. The Euro has basically for the entire event from Saturday at 7 p.m. That's when things should get started here in Charlotte and in Raleigh. And then as we go throughout the morning, Sunday morning, things are going to go downhill quickly. And in Raleigh and in Charlotte and basically in interior portions here. Interior portions of the Carolinas is where I'm most concerned for ice. The closer you get to the coast, the less ice you're going to get. The further you get from the coast, the more ice you're going to get. And the ice could accumulate and potentially be over an inch in some spots. And an inch of ice. We talked about this yesterday. Here's a tree. This is what an inch of ice does to a tree. Goes like this. Here's the tree. Here's the ice. It's falling. It's falling. It's hitting the branches right here. It's accumulating on the branches. The tree starts to bend. It starts to bend. More ice falls on it, and then it breaks. Then it falls on cars. It falls on power lines. It falls on houses. And unfortunately, that's when we could get extended power outages. And I'm thinking that is absolutely a potential here in the Carolinas. And so if you are in the Carolinas, this is not going to be a fun storm for you. This is going to be oh no, there's freezing rain everywhere and potentially power outages. You do not want to be on the roads. On Saturday, on Sunday, you just don't. If you're in the Carolinas, go to the grocery store, hunker down, and get ready. Don't panic. Don't be scared. Be prepared. That's why you're watching this stream. But in the Carolinas, it will be bad. It will be potentially a very bad ice storm. That's kind of our secondary bullseye there of ice. Yeah, Kyle, go ahead.
Pull up the 84-hour NAM for North Carolina.
Okay. Is this going to be I've got a feeling this is going to be bad.
No, actually, so running through, it's got just mainly sleet in that area.
Okay.
That's going to be like the trouble with forecasting the rain snow line, especially east of the Appalachian, is how deep is that cold air?
That's a good point. So yeah, the complexity here, guys, is you're either going to have sleet or you're going to have freezing rain. If sleet falls, this would be best case scenario. There is a chance that could happen. There is a chance that it'll be a lot more sleet than freezing rain. I think you're still going to get some freezing rain, but depending on how much cold air kind of works its way back, this is a classic cold air damming scenario. Depending on how much cold air works its way back into the Carolinas, if there's a bunch of cold air, right? That actually is a good thing, and that will help turn things to sleet rather than freezing rain. But there also is a chance that, here in the pink, this is freezing rain. That's bad. Here is sleet. That's much better because there's not as many power outages with sleet. There isn't as many problems on the road with sleet. Sleet is by far the best weather, frozen weather that you can get. So that is very, very interesting. If you're in the Carolinas, I do think that we are going to get a pretty good walloping of freezing rain here for our Carolina brother. This is cool. We're starting to get the NAM now, guys. The NAM is now coming out for our storm, so we can start to see a little bit higher res guidance here. Chat, also, tell me where you're checking in from right now. Give me a city and state. Okay, so let's go back to Texas here. When this event starts off, it's going to kick off early, right? You're going to have some rain start to fall Friday morning in Texas. Some of that is going to fall as freezing drizzle. And as we go throughout the day, that's going to transition quickly into freezing rain and sleet. Look at all the sleet the NAM has. This would actually be better for Texas if it falls as sleet. So as we go into Saturday night, our storm continues here. It started Friday night. It's continuing Saturday night. So as we go throughout Saturday, things are still going to be bad in Texas. But if I go a little bit further east, we're going to have two waves here. This storm. This is wave number 1. This is wave number 2. So we're going to have two separate waves. Some people are going to get a break, right, between the two waves. Some people might get constant. If you're down here, it's going to be constant. If you're up here in Ohio and Indianapolis and Missouri and Pennsylvania, you're going to get one round Saturday night, and then the second round, the more significant round, is going to come Sunday morning. We got Arkansas, Alabama, North Carolina. We got a lot of North Carolina brethren checking the chat. Minneapolis, oh yeah, you're just going to get cold. Houston. We got Maryland checking in the chat. Amanda also checking in the chat. So this is what this will look like Saturday night, guys. Look at this. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. I'm telling you, from the years of tracking meteorology, this is, I mean, Kyle, would you agree with this? It's just one of the biggest, most expansive winter storms I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's not often you see snow in Flagstaff, Arizona, and Washington, D.C. at the same time.
No, completely agree. Welcome. Oh, no, we got a bunch of people joining the channel. We're going to shrink this so it doesn't completely derail. Okay, there we go. Welcome, brother. And chat, if it is your first time here, let me know in chat. I'd love to hear from you. We got Missouri, Texas, North Carolina checking in. But this is just crazy. You literally Albuquerque to Washington, D.C. You got snow ongoing. So that's Saturday night. And there will be a burst here, especially in the Ohio Valley. People are going to think, in Ohio and Pennsylvania, they're good till Sunday. That's not necessarily true. This first round of snow, look at all the heavy, snow this is picking up. And this is why this could be our bullseye for snow here, because this first round is going to pack quite a punch. We could have a couple, if not, several inches that do fall with round number one. Round number two continues on. Let's go into Sunday morning. This is when we will have a full-blown mega winter storm. And a lot of the models recently, the reason why we've had this north trend, we had a north trend that we experienced yesterday. The reason why we got that is because now this low pressure is much stronger. So instead of going like this, it's going to go like this. It's going to swing up the coast here and drop heavy, significant snow in a swath on the northern side. On the southern side, we're going to have rain, but even freezing rain, look at this, is mixing as far south as Mississippi and Louisiana. And this is right where our bullseye of freezing rain. We are going to have heavy rain ongoing in Memphis and Little Rock. And that rain will freeze on contact and create hazardous, almost impossible driving conditions. Further north, Sunday morning, we're going to have heavy snow going on in Indianapolis, heavy snow going on in southern Illinois. We weren't even talking about Illinois as a potential area to get snow a couple, just 2 days ago. Now they are. We're going to have heavy snow ongoing in Columbus, Ohio, and Cincinnati, Ohio, and then heavy snow also ongoing in Pittsburgh and in Philadelphia, where we will have several inches of accumulating snow. And this is just going to be the beginning here. As we go throughout the day Sunday, look at this. This only gets heavier and heavier. Now, the interesting thing here, guys, we're going to have to watch this on the NAM model. Now, Kyle, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the NAM generally, with the freezing line, it's normally more aggressive with, the northern trends. So this model, we're going to have to take this with a grain of salt, but this model actually has the freezing line working its way all the way up into near Pittsburgh, near Columbus, which would mean lower snow totals if it would, for Southern Ohio and for Virginia, if this were to happen. But we'll have to watch this trend because the NAM, Kyle, I don't know if you remember the storm a couple years ago. The NAM was the only one showing the northern trend, and then the models did cave to it. But I think the NAM tends to do that storm after storm.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
That's right. That's right, Chad. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. So let me show you the snowfall the NAM's predicting here, because this is interesting. The NAM is one of our models that we run for the shorter range, right? So you've got the global models; those can run up to 360 hours. But the NAM model can only run out to 84 hours. But it's normally better, right? The NAM, not necessarily better. It's just higher resolution, right? So it can pick up some of the smaller, state by state or county by county differences, whereas the global models don't pick that up. So the NAM is running for that short period of time. All right, guys, we got to welcome in 2 people right now. We just had 2 people join the show. We got Brother Dan and Brother Phil, who are joining the stream. Dan, Phil, how are we doing today?
I'll go after Dan.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you all? How are you, Phil?
I'm good.
Dan, how are the people feeling in Texas? Because Texas, our agent Dan, go ahead and spam in the chat if you love Agent Dan, or go ahead and spam the Phil email. We got to get an email for Kyle. Dan, my question to you is, how are people feeling in Texas right now? Have you been out? Have you been to the grocery store? Have you seen people taking this seriously?
So yeah, I've been to the store today. I went to a Walmart earlier, and it is pretty busy. I do have a grocery store that I can do a live shot from here in a little bit, but yeah, there's some anxiety in the air.
Yeah, I'd be curious, and I wouldn't be surprised, because I think everyone in Texas is thinking, is this going to be a repeat of 2021? I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think it's going to be very, very impactful for our Texas brethren. And I do, if you're in Texas, just go to the store, get some stuff, prepare, because you could have some power outages. You will have travel disruptions. You'll have problems on the roads, all that good stuff. Phil is joining us from Cincinnati, Ohio, which also is in the big time snow range. We've got winter storm watches that have just been issued for Cincy. Phil, what's the vibes in Cincy right now?
I think because it's come on so fast. I mean, I was just looking Tuesday. We were looking at 2 to 4 inches being projected, and that was Tuesday for a Saturday storm. I don't know that a lot of people were too anxious about that. And then all of a sudden today, I mean, we're talking. I'm now seeing projections 8 to 13 inches in like, just like that has happened. And I still, because the storm Saturday, I think people are just, because it's Thursday, right? People are just starting to realize that. And like Dan, I was just at a Walmart today as well. I picked up one of the last shovels that they had. I've got one, but I needed a second if we're getting a foot of snow. And but it wasn't. I mean, people weren't freaking out yet.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Phil, because it's the storm a couple of days ago. We went through a massive north shift yesterday, and that shift completely changed the axis of heavy snow from the south now to the Ohio Valley to the East Coast. Now is going to get mega snow, and I think a lot of that is going to take some people by surprise, and I think people are starting to realize that. And Kyle, I mean, are you? Because Kyle is in Southern Ohio, and Kyle, are you seeing people down there that are taking this seriously? Oh no.
I was at Walmart a few times today, and it was a little busy.
Yeah. Were the shelves, were they just cooked?
They were getting cooked, especially the bread.
Good. That's not good. Well, chat, we don't want to say you don't need to panic here, right? You don't need to panic here on the stream, but these are the snow totals, right? And if I take a look, just a couple of days ago, we were not looking at these snow totals, but the NAM right now is showing an absolute clobber job here from Oklahoma City, which the NAM says is going to get a foot, through Tulsa, which the NAM says is going to get a 1.5 feet, through southern Indiana. This is probably one of the most northern models I've seen. So take this with a grain of salt here, because if I show you the GFS here, let's actually compare models, because this will give you a pretty good idea about the difference in the models here. That's the NAM model. This is another model. This is the European model. This is the GFS model. So you can see there still are some differences here. There's still actually some pretty big differences here between the models. So we still don't necessarily know exactly where the heaviest snow is going to fall. I can tell you guys, if you are in this area right here, I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to get at least 6 inches, but the chances are very, very good. There's a more uncertainty on the southern side. If you're on the southern side of this circle, like down in here in Kentucky, in Arkansas, in southern Oklahoma, in Virginia, even in Maryland and New Jersey, this is where the uncertainty is with, is there going to be mixing? Is there going to be freezing rain? Is there going to be sleet? The further north you go, this area right in here, this kind of mini circle within a circle, this is going to be all snow. In Ohio, in Pennsylvania, in Indiana, in Missouri, in Oklahoma, that's going to be all snow. And then this in the middle, this is where the uncertainty is. Both of those areas in the red, and then right through the heart of the thing, this is where the max snow could fall, right in there. And that's where we're talking potentially about a foot, maybe more. Someone's going to get absolutely crushed. And these snow ratios that we're looking at could be, normally they're 10 to 1. They could be 15 to 1 with this particular storm. And I tell you what, guys, I mean, Phil, Cincinnati, we'll look at Cincinnati real quick. Right now, the GFS is showing 9 inches for Cincy. The Euro is showing almost a foot for Cincinnati, Ohio. And if we look at this, let's just look at this. Let me go back as far as I can. Let me go back to 2 days ago. Let's go back to 2 days ago. This was 2 days ago. 4 inches.
Yep.
Right? And Phil, to your point, this is what we were talking about. 2 days ago, it was like, this is going to be no big deal for Ohio, no big deal for Columbus, no big deal for Cincinnati, just a couple of inches. Now look at this today.
Isn't that compare runs on Weatherfront? Isn't that pretty cool? And the compare models, I've been just geeking out over those last 24 to 48 hours. Pretty cool.
100%. Yeah, the radar we're using, Weatherfront. If you got an iOS, you got an iPad or an iPhone, download that. It's in the description below in the YouTube video. You can see that download link. It's epic. You can do just so much in Weatherfront. So highly recommend.
But that's cool. Yeah, the runs, showing the runs just from Tuesday, Brady, that was cool.
Yeah,
to see how it shifted north.
It was wild. And just to zoom out and show you here, this north shift, I mean, it's been shifting. This was 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago, we were talking about this winter storm, and we were thinking, okay, this is going to be a south storm. You know, Tennessee is going to get clobbered. Virginia, even North Carolina was going to get clobbered with snow. Watch the last several ones. This was run 2 days ago. This was run 1.5 days ago. This was run yesterday morning. This was run yesterday around noon. And then this is the last couple runs today. So you can see we had that major north shift, but then things have stabilized here. And then models always do this as they get closer because they start narrowing in on that axis of heavy snow. And the heavy snow axis right now is right in here. If we compare this with the ensembles, let's go to the ensemble. Let's just see what the latest ones are showing here. Let's go to the European ensemble. Okay, so this is a model. Once again, if we take this model, we run this 52 different times, right? Like imagine I'm running the 50-yard dash, or Phil's running the 40-yard dash. Oof. Phil's going to run the 40-yard dash 52 different times. Phil, what do you think you'd run the 40-yard dash in if you ran it in 52 different times?
If you stretched it out over 52 days, I could probably still run it in 40-yard dash. I could probably do a good 6 to 7, somewhere in there. But if I got to do that many in one day, 6 to 7, that's pretty slow, dude.
6 to 7 minutes?
No.
You guys see what he did there? Wow. That's epic. But so basically, guys, the ensemble, if you run that 52 different times, right? Phil's running the 50 or the 40-yard dash 52 different times, and his time averages 6 or 7 seconds, right? That's what's happening with this model here. The European model is run with slight variations 52 different times, and you take the average, right? So when you take the average like that, it's going to be pretty accurate, right? And this is the average right now of the European ensemble. This is where it says the heaviest axis of snow is going to fall. Guys, to see a signal like this from the ensembles is crazy, right? Because some of the models are going to show nothing, right? That's just how they work. So the fact that the average is 10 inches in Oklahoma City, 10 inches in Tulsa, 11 inches here near southern Indiana, 8 to 10 inches in southern Ohio, 10 inches in Cincinnati, around 10 in Pittsburgh, close to a foot here along the East Coast. That tells me that this will be, that someone, I normally say, okay, if the ensemble average is 10 inches, someone's going to get 15 inches. Someone's going to get 20 inches from this particular storm. I think that is absolutely possible somewhere in that region.
So I haven't been, Brady, haven't been tracking the Northeast because I've just been looking local in the Ohio Valley. But wow, has that been tracking that the entire Northeast is getting slammed like that?
Yeah, once again, as soon as the storm shifted north, as soon as you had that big shift to the north yesterday, the snow totals in the Northeast went from 3 inches to 12. And then they've been kind of holding steady since then. If I show you why the Northeast is going to get clobbered here, because this is, it's going to be a prolonged multi-day storm system for our Northeast, brother. And this is going to be the biggest storm you've had in a long time. The snow is going to start for our, New York, Boston, brethren. The snow is going to start, Sunday morning early. By the time you wake up, depending on if you're an early riser, I don't wake up at 7, so I would be asleep. But the snow is going to be heavy at times here once it starts in New York. And then once we get to around 10 or 1, the snow is going to start in Boston. And you'll notice as we go throughout the day, the snow is going to continue. 1, 4, 7. This is 10 p.m. This is 1 a.m. The snow is going to be basically snowing for a solid 24 hours. And it's going to be heavy at times. It's right near the center of this low. This low pressure that we're looking at right here, right there, is much stronger than we were looking at a couple of days ago. And that's why our Northeast brethren, this isn't going to be quite a nor'easter. It's going to be close though, because a low of 999, there's going to be some winds along the backside and right to the north. That's where the heaviest snow will fall in places like Boston, New York City, even up into Maine. Portland, Maine was going to get 0 inches 2 days ago. Now we're looking at 6 to 10, right? So the Northeast, which hasn't gotten a snowstorm like this in what feels like, Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like forever that since they've had a storm like this, they're finally, hopefully, going to get a huge one.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't have anything last year, probably the winter before either.
No, they've just been a huge mega drought here for snowstorms. And once again, this was not the way it was a couple of days ago. I know we've got a lot of people joining in Ohio, from Pennsylvania, from Indianapolis. Your timing here, things are going to get started. You're potentially going to have a wave that comes through Saturday night. This is Saturday at 4 p.m. You can see wave number 1. Let me zoom out and show you here. Here's wave number 1, right in there. I don't like that green. Let's go to blue. Here's wave number 1. And this storm is going to impact in multiple waves. Here's wave number 2. There's 2 pieces of energy with this particular storm. So as we go throughout the next 48 hours, you can see wave number 1 hitting Ohio, hitting Indianapolis, hitting Illinois, hitting Nashville, hitting Kentucky by around 4 p.m. on Saturday. And that first wave is going to drop several inches of snow, especially down here right along the Ohio River, right just south of Indianapolis, in Pittsburgh, right south in Cincinnati. You're going to get heavy snow starting Saturday night and then continuing into Sunday morning. Watch this. And then in Columbus, things get started. The party gets started around 1 a.m. Further west, Oklahoma City, you've already had heavy snow ongoing. Things are going to start to wind down for you out here, though. Right around 7, your storm should be over by Sunday midday. But that's when the storm's going to shift east. And that's when our Ohio Valley brethren are going to wake up Sunday morning in a winter wonderland, where we're going to have heavy snow right through the I-70 corridor, especially through the I-75 corridor down here from Columbus to Cincinnati, down to Louisville, even as far south as Springfield, Missouri, Memphis. Unfortunately, I think you're going to be in the freezing muck down there, in the freezing rain and the sleet here. In St. Louis, you also will be getting some snow. I know Lucy's here in chat. She was looking for a St. Louis update here. Yes, St. Louis is going to get probably a little bit lighter snow because you're not as close to the center of the low, but still, you're in the snow for a good, several hours here that we were looking at a couple of days ago. Once again, St. Louis is supposed to get 0. They're now going to get several inches of snow, which is just insane. And then going into Sunday morning, that's when things are going to shift to the east. That's when our Pennsylvania brethren, our Washington brethren, our New York City brethren, even our, there could be snow as far north as Detroit. We're not talking about major totals, but maybe some flakes flying up as far north as Detroit, and the snow will be falling heavy at times. Now, Kyle, let's bring Kyle back in. We were talking about the snow ratios, right? We were talking about potentially, could they be higher than 10 to 1? What do you think?
I definitely think they'll be in that 12 to 1, 14, 15 to 1, especially away from the mix line. Which 200 miles north of where it mixes, you're probably closer to the 14 or 15 to 1.
Which let me show you what that does, guys. When we see the snow ratios like that, the snow ratios. So we have something 10 to 1, right? Let me just zoom in here on the Ohio Valley and show you what snow ratios can do, right? So this map that we're looking at right here, this is your snow totals of 10 to 1. Oh, I was looking in chat. I'm like, Phil, how did you just post on the Facebook? Okay. These snow ratios that we're looking at, these are 10 to 1 right here. If you take basically an inch of water. So let's just say this water bottle is an inch, right? It's more than an inch, but let's just say it's an inch of water. This water bottle would make 10 inches of snow. That's what a 10 to 1 snow ratio is. Now a 15 to 1 snow ratio, that's saying this water bottle worth of water would make 15 inches of snow, right? That means the reason why that happens is because the atmosphere is more, it's colder, and it's called the dendritic growth zone. That's a big word. You don't need to worry about it. That just means the snowflakes that it makes accumulate much more efficiently, right? Think about putting the 89 gas in your car versus the 93, right? You put the 93 in your car, it's going to be more efficient. It's going to potentially drive longer. Or you got a car that drives more, that's more fuel efficient, right? That's what this 15 to 1 snow ratio is. The snow is much more efficient, and you can go a lot further with the same amount of gas. So watch what happens here when we look at the 15 to 1 or 20 to 1 snow ratios. Are you kidding me? Our totals go from 6, 7, 8, 9 inches to 14, 16. Now, I think this is the higher end, and I think some of these totals are actually a little bit overdone. But if we get higher snow ratios than 10 to 1, what would have been 7 inches of snow turns into 10 inches. What would have been 9 inches turns into 12 or 13 or 14 inches of snow. I think that is absolutely a possibility with this particular storm. Especially to Kyle's point, especially on the northern side, right on the kind of the northern cusp of snow where some of the coldest air will be. That's where your overperforming could potentially happen. Dan, go. I see you got something backstage.
Yeah, so this is from the National Weather Service Fort Worth office. A little bit of timing and ice accumulations for the DFW area. I know we've got several Texas folks in the chat. So we're looking at about 1/4 to half an inch of ice.
That's crazy.
Tracking across North Texas into DFW. And then you're looking at about 1/2 inch to 3/4 as you're going further east. And
that's crazy.
That's going to be primarily Saturday that it's going to be moving.
Guys, I cannot. Let me zoom in on Texas real quick. Keep this up for a second, Dan. These freezing rain totals that we're talking about, guys, the National Weather Service is the best in the business at forecasting. They're pros, and they're normally pretty conservative. They normally don't forecast crazy amounts. They don't necessarily look at the models like we do. They will actually do their own math and calculate, okay, we're getting this much rain. It's going to be this temperature. So this is how much freezing rain we're going to get, right? They do things the right way. If they're calling for over 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice, it's probably going to happen, right? And if it does, if we do get those totals, guys, if we do, this is the actual official forecast from the National Weather Service. So this is what they're actually calling for, to Dan's point. Anything over 0.25 inches of freezing rain is devastating. Anything over 0.5 inches of freezing rain, that's it doesn't seem like a lot. 1/2 inch is like, that's nothing, Anything over than 1/2 inch is crippling. It is, you will see widespread power outages, anything over 1/2. And right now, the National Weather Service is forecasting for a huge chunk, a very populated chunk of eastern Texas, and that includes the DFW metro area. We are talking about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice. That is absolutely devastating. That is crippling. Even as far south as Houston, you'll notice, is not in the ice, thankfully, not yet. But even as far south as Austin here, we could get up to 2/10, 3/10 of an inch. And I know you guys are saying it's 2/10 of an inch, right? I'm telling you, the pictures you're going to see after this, if these ice totals actually happen, you will see mass trees just falling down and hitting the ground. You'll see crippling power outages. Texas will, unfortunately, a lot of the eastern portion of the state is going to lose power, at least for some period of time. And Dan, this is kind of sobering to look at here, because the huge chunk, probably the most populated chunk of Texas, right in here, is going to get crippling ice totals.
Yeah, and you might run into power lines going down, trees going down, but the big impact is going to be travel. And any amount of ice covering a roadway is going to be potentially devastating for travelers.
Hey Brady, go to your weather front, pull up the NBM model. NBM. There is a total ice accumulation under the winter weather.
Oh, wow.
And because that'll also show you the Carolinas, because they're going to get hit major too.
Yeah. Okay, this is cool. Another W for Weatherfront here. Okay, so this is the official forecast here from the National Weather Service here. So this shows you your ice totals. Quarter of an inch, half an inch. There could be way more. You saw on that graphic too. They were calling for 0.75 potentially plus, right? A half an inch plus. When they use that verbiage, that's not good. If you're in this scary red area right in here, this is where the biggest ice is going to fall. From Little Rock through Dallas, through Louisiana, through Mississippi, northern Mississippi, Memphis, Missouri, also big time ice in that region. If you're in that region, you are going to probably lose power at some point. Not everyone's going to lose power, but there will be widespread power outages in that area. So if you do live in that area, in chat, if you're in any of those cities, Dallas, Shreveport, Little Rock, Memphis, even Tupelo, I would Texarkana, I would try to go to the store tomorrow, get some stuff just in case you do lose power. If you've got to be, if you've got to stay home for a couple of days and hunker down, just have the supplies ready, right? Phil, we talk about all the time, Phil. We've had so many people on this channel in the past that have, sold emergency supplies, that have sold kind of, flashlights and helped try to get people prepared. Now is the time to use it, right? Now is the time to get into those supplies and use those, because you could be, on your own, not on your own, but you could not be able to go anywhere for a couple of days.
And forward into Monday, if you can on that, and then zoom over to the Carolinas too, because it's, you were talking about kind of two separate on the snow, kind of two separate, what'd you call them?
Blobs.
Two somethings. Anyway, very similar here with the ice, when it picks up again in the Carolinas.
Yeah, and there'll be two major regions of ice. You can see both of those just appear right there. And really, there's two zones right in there. There's a zone right in there, and there's a zone right in there. And both of those regions, you're going to have widespread power outages through here, widespread power outages through here. And I'm not exaggerating this. You will see if these ice totals become a reality, and the National Weather Service is calling for this. This isn't me calling for this. This is the National Weather Service. If these ice totals, even 2/3 of these ice totals happen, you will have widespread power outages from Nashville down through Dallas, and then in North Carolina from potentially even Atlanta through Charlotte and through Richmond, Virginia, even as far north as Washington, D.C., you could have some power outages. We got Luke from Charlotte. Yeah, Luke, Charlotte is going to be the heart of it. Charlotte's going to be the heart of this freezing rain. You're going to have multiple days, potentially, of freezing rain where it's just going to accumulate. And unfortunately, it's just going to be too cold. It's too cold to melt this stuff. There's too much cold air that's working its way down. And let me show you on the models, that cold air. Because if this cold air weren't in place, we would be talking about something completely completely different. We would be talking about mainly, a bad winter storm, but not down here in the south. This is the cold front that's working its way into the U.S. Look at this. We've got polar Arctic air streaming. If anyone remembers Max Velocity's post about exploding trees, this is why. Because we have temperatures these are actual temperatures here, guys. These are not wind chills. These are actual temperatures. You've got some up here in Canada. Look at this, minus 41 in Winnipeg. Actual temperatures. Are you kidding me? Minus 19 in Fargo, minus 14 in Duluth. Phil, up where MJ is, minus 14. Have you talked to MJ? Is he cold?
I'm not. He might be frozen. He's on ice for a while, probably. Have to wait for the thaw.
He's on mega ice, that is for sure. But even as far south, guys, these are temperatures over the next 24 hours here. As far south as Oklahoma City, our temperatures are going to be in the teens. This is right when all of that rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow is going to fall. Our temperatures will be so cold that it's not going to matter if we have any warm air advection, because things are just way too cold, and any rain that falls is going to freeze on contact. Any snow that falls is going to stick quickly. And you'll notice those temperatures go all the way up Saturday, right before the event. Temperatures are going to be in the teens. These are actual temperatures. 10 in Columbus, 11 in Indianapolis, 9 in St. Louis. Single-digit temperatures with wind chills even colder, guys. Wind chills will likely be below zero. These are your wind chills. And I'll just put this in motion here. I'm going to slow this down for just a sec so you can see this a little bit better. These are your wind chill temperatures. Look at this cold air. This shows you the cold air a little bit better here. This is just crazy. We're going to be below zero wind chill from the Northeast through the Ohio Valley, through the Midwest, even in portions of Kentucky, Missouri, in Oklahoma City, -6. So that cold air is deep, it's thick, and it's not going anywhere. And that is a huge reason why all of this precipitation that we're getting is going to be a big problem. Huge problem. So we'll have to watch this over the next couple of days, but the cold air is a problem, and the snow is going to be a major problem as well. I'm curious about another model here. Let me pull this up because we're starting to get in range of some of these models here. I'm wondering if we have any sort of indication here from the HRRR. This is another model that we use. We normally use this for severe weather. If this gives you any idea about what we're looking at here, we are looking at this model because this winter storm is so strong, and it shows kind of a similar pattern here. Where you'll have two waves, and you might even have a break here. Let's look. This is around Saturday at noon. Here is wave number 1 coming off the eastern U.S. and starting to move towards towards Nashville, towards Kentucky, towards Ohio. This is Saturday at 1. I think this is actually a little bit faster than I anticipated here. But by 1 p.m. Saturday, we'll have wave number 1 moving off to the east. Wave number 2 is locking and loading here in New Mexico. And all of this rain, look at this, all of this moisture streaming off the Pacific Ocean, guys. This is going to help fuel. The moisture that we're looking at is actually going to come. It's going to come from the Gulf. It will also come from the Pacific Ocean and merge right over top of the South and form that mega storm that we're talking about. And so the HRRR kind of depicts that and shows those two pieces of energy as they continue moving forward. So it's going to be very interesting to watch on Friday and Saturday how this evolves. And if I show you Friday morning, you can see that rain in Texas start to switch over quickly to freezing rain and ice. And this is why during the morning, Saturday morning especially, we're going to have heavy freezing rain ongoing in Dallas, potentially up even in Oklahoma City. Rain snow line could mix as far north as Oklahoma City, but it's probably going to mix a little bit further to south. We're going to have to watch that trend as we go throughout the next couple of hours.
What's the pink and purple?
The pink is freezing rain. The purple is sleet.
Got it. Thank you.
So that's a good question because we haven't really talked a lot about sleet. Sleet isn't the most impactful part of a storm generally. It's normally the best part of the storm. That's where the roads generally recover faster. But if you get sleet, plow trucks can plow that pretty easily, right? Freezing rain, you can't plow that. It freezes on contact into a sheet of ice. Snow, you can plow that, but it generally makes the roads awful, right? Sleet, it's not that bad. So anyone that gets sleet, you'll definitely luck out on this storm system, but you'll be very disappointed because someone in this region that is expecting big snow is going to have huge sleet totals cut in, and that'll be a big problem. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'll take a quick bio break. Phil, I'm playing the ad. Be right back.
Weatherfront! It'll have you blow by the competition! It's got radar, observations, models, all in one epic app. Blow by the competition! Woo!
Weatherfront, the official weather app of the Storm Front Freaks Network.
Brady was breathing heavy on that because he just ran it, and then he ran it again, and then he ran it again, and he ran again. You were talking about running the 40, 50 sometimes. That was Brady that day, filming that commercial.
That's correct. We ran that. Massive shout out to our partners at Weatherfront here. We ran that just an unbelievable amount of times. Okay, so Phil, guys, I'm bringing you back here. Let's talk about this winter storm and the impact it's going to have here. I think people are ready for this. In chat, I'd be curious what you think. I'm going to run a new poll. Is this your first time hearing about this winter storm? That's my question. Because Phil, you were kind of talking about there's going to be some people that are taken by surprise by this and aren't. If you're watching this channel, you're not going to be because you're doing the right things. But I'm curious. Phil, I'll start with you. Do you think, are your friends, are your family, are people talking about it in Cincy?
Well, I would guess this, and again, Dan can comment on that as he did a little bit earlier, but it would seem because the focus earlier this week was further south, especially with the ice, but the snow as well, because the focus was there earlier in the week, and because a winter storm like this is much more impactful the further south you go, because they're just typically not in a position to handle that on a regular basis. I would guess that people down south are a little bit ahead of the game. As I said, and you showed Brady the models 2 days ago, up here in Ohio, it was 2 to 4 inches was the forecast. And then bam, today, we're talking double digits today. And so I think that's catching people by surprise. I think people, at least here in the Ohio Valley, Midwest area, again, just a guess from my observations, are just now, today, starting to figure that out. After work, we'll probably watch their local news and get the forecast, which is probably different than what they saw last night or 2 nights ago.
That's right.
And so I think I would expect tonight and into tomorrow, there's going to be just a different level of anticipation in this area. And I'm curious again about the Northeast, because I hadn't been watching that. And there's a ton of people in the Northeast. When you count Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, all Maryland, all those places, Massachusetts, I don't know where they're at, and there's a ton of people there. So I'm curious if anyone's got any idea on the Northeast.
Yeah, Phil, I think I would guess, just because think about like a hurricane, right? When remember Florida, they hadn't had, from I think 2007 on 2000, I think 16, they had just a very long drought of getting hurricanes, right? The Northeast hasn't seen a major winter storm like this in years. And I'm not saying that they're not used to it, because they know, right? They know what big winter storms are. But I think there's a level of skepticism, right, that's there, that our Northeast brother, and like, I can't tell you how many comments I get on my videos when people are just like, they're just like, oh, weathermen are, wrong, all more than 50% of the time. And I'm like, okay, let's get a new insult here. Like, let's come up with something different. I've seen that a million times. If you're going to insult me, at least come up with something unique, come on. But like, I think there's an inherent distrust in meteorologists from the average person, unfortunately. And I think our Northeast brethren, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. If you're in chat and you're in the Northeast, I'm curious what you have been hearing from your local guy or your friends or your family. But I just think I don't think people are going to take it seriously in the Northeast because they haven't gotten anything like this in a long time. Dan, what do you think?
Cat Ninja just said it's a 10-year storm for us in Maryland.
Yeah. And I mean, people, our Maryland brethren, right? They're not, the past several winters have been such a disappointment in the Northeast where they've seen other people get big snow. They've seen Florida get big snow, right? I mean, last year in the Florida Panhandle, they got 10 plus inches. Meanwhile, they're sitting there getting cold rain. And even this winter so far, they've got nothing but cold rain. They've been absolutely screwed out of a couple of different storms. And I think there's a little bit of a skepticism that, hey, we don't really trust our meteorologist. We're not going to, and I think the meteorologists in the Northeast too are a little bit more measured because they kind of have to be. They have a bigger audience. They've got to be a little bit more. And so I follow a couple guys in the Northeast, and they were, just yesterday, I saw a video on my feed of like, you see the snow totals on social media, ignore them, right? Don't listen to them. We're not getting much. And of course, that was before the North shift yesterday. And now today, a lot of the people are consuming that, right? Because it takes about a day or two for people, when I post a video, it takes about a day or two for people to actually watch that video. So the message is going to be old. The message is going to be stale. So I would not be surprised if there's a lot of people in the Northeast that are caught off guard. But I don't know. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, so we've had about a week to see this forecast refine, and as also with that northward shift, as you're mentioning, it's impacting a lot more of the country, with this further east and northward shift. But we've had several days to see this forecast refine, and we're taking it seriously. I've already seen, like I mentioned earlier, folks at the store are starting to buy things, and they'll be buying through tomorrow as the weather starts to deteriorate.
Yeah. And I think Texas is they had the storm in 2021, right? So that scarred a lot of people. For our Texas brethren, that was a brutal storm. And so they know, right? In their minds, the second you say ice, cold, power outages, it goes ding, 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 ding. And they're like, okay, this is a problem. So I have full confidence that our Texas brethren are taking this seriously. And actually, some of them maybe a little too seriously because they might be panicking. You don't need to panic. This is not a time to go get into a fight with someone at the grocery store because they stole your, loaf of bread. First of all, just, get some low carb. Get some low carb something, right? We don't need bread. I've had too much bread. I mean, come on now. But
that's all you need, water and bread.
There you go. Wow.
And
what
toilet
is that,
paper.
Dan? Oh!
Ultra strong.
Wait, you only got 24?
Well, I mean, it's just me here.
Whoa, okay. Hey, this is why everyone needs a bidet. This right here, this is a huge use case. This winter storm is why everyone needs to get a bidet. Because listen, I'm not going to have a toilet paper shortage because I don't need it. I've got my bidet. If we got any bidet sponsors in chat, help me out here. Let's go.
Hey, you still got a chance if Amazon's got any that you can get 2-day delivery by Saturday before the storm hits.
That's right. New poll. Are you a bidet? Actually, are you the first poll? Are you ready for this winter storm? 49% of our chat said yes. 14% said no way. And 30% said it is so chalked. So our chat is, the chalked brethren are out in full force. Okay, let me show us here. Let me show you guys what we got cooking here. This is the satellite because this is where the storm is right now. It's actually just starting to, you see this little spin down here, right off the west coast near LA. This is our storm starting to take shape. You can see it starting to funnel some precipitation to the north, starting to funnel some moisture off the Pacific Ocean. So we're already looking at things, kind of starting out here. You'll see out in New Mexico. Whoa, out in New Mexico here. Look at this big kind of comma shape here, pushing all of this moisture onshore. So things are getting started already in New Mexico, where they are actually going to get a pretty good snow event out there. But this is our storm right now, and it doesn't look, if you look at this, it doesn't look too intimidating. You look at this and you're like, kind of looks like a little bit of a weak, it's a little bit of a weak spin, a little bit of a weak low pressure, because our storm won't be that strong. The low pressure that we're going to have won't be that strong, but it's because it'll be interacting with the Canadian high pressure. Look at this. You've got a huge Canadian high pressure up here that's starting to spin down and bring all of that cold air into the U.S. And so these two right here, you've got the low right here that's going to move. Actually, let me go down a little bit. There you go. You can see that. You've got the low that's going to move over here. You've got the Canadian high that's going to sneak down here, right in here. So you're going to have this battleground. You've got warm, kind of, warmer, moist air coming up from the Gulf, and then you've got brutally cold, just unbelievably cold air coming down from Canada. And where those two clash, right in there, you'll have a ton of lift. A ton of lift in the atmosphere, where you'll have moisture, a continuous hose of moisture right in that area that creates those two storms. And it'll be trouble. Several days of precipitation here. What does Mama G got to say, Phil?
She says Georgia, Arkansas, South Carolina, and Virginia have all declared states of emergency due to ice and snow.
Wow. Yeah, so Georgia, Arkansas, South Carolina, and Virginia all declared state of emergencies ahead of this particular storm. And it's because of the ice, right? Because ice, by far, is the most destructive part of a storm here. These are your watches and warnings that you got, right? And this is almost as colorful of a map as you'll ever see here. This is extreme cold watches and warnings, which, let's be real, for our Minnesota brethren, right? You guys are no stranger to the cold, okay? You guys get cold all the time here. But this is a different kind of cold. This is an exploding trees kind of cold. We're talking about actual temperatures getting to 20 to 30 below zero, with wind chills getting close to negative 40, possibly negative 50 in some spots. And all of that cold air is, these are not winter storm warnings. These are not, winter weather advisories of any kind. These are just cold warnings. And brutally cold air is going to work its way down there. And, okay, it looks like, Kyle, you said the Euro is rolling in. We'll check on that in just a second. Further to the south, guys, this is where we've got the bulk of the winter storm warnings. Anything in pink here, these are winter storm warnings. They go from New Mexico through Texas, through Arkansas, through Mississippi, into Tennessee. They've already warned this. This is a day and a half ahead of the storm. What is that? That kind of looks like a little bit of a shape. What does that look like? Maybe an avocado? I don't know. Anyway, these are just crickets. absolute crickets. This area of winter storms goes from southern Ohio. Let's zoom in here. I think they have not issued any winter storm warnings in Ohio yet. Anything in blue, these are winter storm watches, right? And then the light blue, these are cold advisories. So we've just got warnings layered upon warnings here. In Texas, basically the entire state of Texas is in some form of winter weather alert. We've got winter storm warnings here in pink. We've got ice storm warnings here in magenta-ish. We've got cold warnings down here in blue, and then we've got winter storm watches down here in the light blue. Or sorry, what do you call that? That's a darker blue. Like, I don't know.
Blue-green. Light blue and blue-green.
Exactly. And those include Houston. So we do have a winter storm watch that's been issued in Houston as well, where they're calling potentially for power outages here. Let me take a look at the ice storm here, because this is where the biggest ice is going to fall here in Memphis, in Mississippi, in Little Rock, Let me look at the phrasing here because I'm very curious to see. Oh my goodness. Total snow and okay, this is sleet. Okay, this is snow and sleet. Ice accumulations. The National Weather Service is calling for ice accumulations of up to an inch of ice. Look at this phrasing here. I mean, Kyle, I can't remember in the past year or two or three this kind of phrasing in terms of an ice storm. Expect power outages that last more than a day. Normally, like the National Weather Service is not going to tell you how long your power outage is going to last unless they're like, okay, this is going to be catastrophic. Expect power outages that last more than a day. Extensive tree damage due to ice. Travel conditions will be impossible. Impossible. That's like saying, okay, I'm going to go out and try to drive my car. And, they're just like, nope, you're not going to be able to drive your car. It's impossible. I mean, Kyle, this is up there for some of the strongest language I think I can remember.
To me, them saying power outages for a day is more like they're thinking 3 to 5 days. They're just not saying it.
100%.
I mean, some of those rural areas in Arkansas, Mississippi, you lose power, it's going to take a week before they get it
100%.
For people back in the woods.
Yeah, 100%. And I could see it even being even longer too. You're right, Patrick Dewey. That is so much ice. It's a lot of ice. And I just, and W's in chat for Patrick. That was a W comment right there from Patrick. Let's go back to Dallas here and see what the phrasing is for our Dallas brethren. For the winter storm warning in Dallas. Go ahead, Dan.
I was going to say it's the same. They're talking about impossible travel.
Wow. So in Dallas, they talk about the strong winds and weight of snow on tree limbs may down power lines. I don't think they're going to have super strong winds, but significant ice accumulation on power lines and tree limbs may cause widespread and long-lasting power outages. Guys, this language is from a very normally conservative outlet, right? The National Weather Service, they don't have a YouTube channel. They don't post any thumbnails, right? They don't have to go on social media and post graphics. I mean, they do, but the goal isn't to, get following. The goal is to just tell people when they say stuff like this, you believe it, right? And I believe it. And expect power outages and tree damage due to ice. Travel could be impossible. Impossible. That's as strong of a language as I think I've seen for a particular ice storm. So, the ice is the nastiest part of this storm, unfortunately.
Brady, you are doing an amazing job now, keeping everybody informed, and covering the entire country. You're doing a great job. So keep up the great work. I need to check out, but I hope people appreciate, the amount of intelligence you put into this and your skills and background. This is all great stuff. So keep it up.
Hey, thanks, Phil. Guys, W's in chat for Brother Phil. Let's spam some W's for Brother Phil. Okay.
All right. See you, chat. Appreciate all of you.
Have a good night.
Yep. See you guys.
Enjoy the snow, Phil.
Good to
see you, Dan. See you, Kyle.
See you, Phil.
See you, Phil.
All right. Let's go back to the ice real quick.
Real quickly, back to Brady.
Yeah, go, Dan.
You spend a lot of time building these graphics up too. I mean, shout out to you, sir.
Dan, no way. Guys, let's spam the Agent Dan emote and the Agent Phil emote in the chat. If you're a member, you can do it. If you want to support us, become a member. And you can spam as many emotes as you want. Guys, if it's your first time here on the stream, please like the stream because of our coverage here. We put in a lot of time and effort to this show. And so if you take your mouse like this and smash that like button as hard as you can. And then smash that subscribe button. Just do it. If you break your mouse, I will send you a new mouse for free. You just have to send me a picture of your broken mouse. No one's done it yet, but I will do it. I will do it in a heartbeat. So if you break your mouse, I'll send you a new one. You can hear my mouse. Hear it shaking? Hear that? My mouse is cooked. My mouse is shocked. So if you break it like I did, I will give you... Go.
I put in the chat a link for people to be able to keep track of power outages in the country during this storm.
Did you just put it now?
Yeah, it's in the live chat on YouTube side.
Okay, put it in the private chat and I'll pull it up. That's the phrasing, guys, on some of these warnings. Let me take a look at the warnings here in Ohio. Chat, if you're from Ohio, let me know in chat right now. New poll coming in hot.
So that link, Kyle, that's poweroutage.us.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother.
So from Kyle, you can track the power outages across the country on Power Outage. That's singular, poweroutage.us.
Okay. This is pretty cool. So right now, California, I don't know why. Why would California have power outages right now?
It's California.
That's a good point. California has 33,000 power outages right now, which is crazy.
That's under 0.25%, though. So you got to think they have 16 million customers.
Yeah, but what are we doing? Like there's no weather going out there. You know, it's maybe a little bit of that low, but this map right now, you know, you got minuscule power outages across the country. This map is going to light up like the 4th of July, the next couple of days, and I'm telling you guys that this thing is going to be. We are going to be looking at widespread power outages. I would expect anywhere. Let me turn my thing to red here and show you. Here's where I'm expecting the biggest power outages in a swath right through there, right? Maybe even maybe more like this. This is where I'm expecting kind of two major areas of power outages here in the Carolinas and in Texas, in Arkansas, in Oklahoma, in Louisiana, in Tennessee, and Missouri. Those are the two areas that I'm most concerned about power outages. And I would expect, if we take a look back at this map in a couple of days, that this map is going to be, a lot of red. There's going to be a lot of red, a ton of red here that will be present mostly in those two circles. And it'll be very unfortunate. And so if you do live in those areas, right? If you do live in eastern Texas, even southeastern Oklahoma, Missouri, this is your warning, right? You've been told here, you've been warned here to just go, prepare now, potentially. You don't need to be scared, you don't need to panic, but I would go to the store, get some extra stuff, pack up, just be ready to bundle in and hunker down for the weekend. Because it'll be a long lasting event here. And I'm curious, they have not, Kyle, I don't know, or Dan, I don't know if you've seen anything. They have winter storm watches in the Carolinas. I would probably expect these to be ice accumulations. Okay, this is interesting. This is the latest warning here from the National Weather Service, or the watch that's in place. That means conditions could happen, right? We could have a winter storm here. We're watching for a winter storm. Significant ice accumulations on power lines and tree limbs may cause widespread and long-lasting power outages. Ice and sleet are going to cover roadways. They're going to be treacherous and impassable. This is not me. I'm reading directly from this thing to my right. Monday morning, Sunday, big time. And this will be, the highest snow and sleet and ice are in the mountains too, which, guys, this is kind of brutal here too, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan and Kyle, but this is in a similar area that got devastated by Helene, that they're still picking up the pieces. They've just rebuilt some of the infrastructure here in the Carolinas. And now they could potentially, in some spots, Asheville, other areas, could get significant ice accumulations, which could bring down some of that infrastructure that just went up.
Yeah, some of that infrastructure is probably not permanent. It's a makeshift, while they're trying to rebuild it. And this could very well hamper those efforts.
which is just brutal here. And I'm going to pull up. I'm actually curious to see where are if the freezing rain that we're looking at is going to be as bad as I think. Hold on, let me pull up the right model here. Let's look at the official National Weather Service prediction. Brittany, welcome to the channel. Let's look at ice accumulation. Yikes. Okay, this is total ice accumulation. And places like Asheville were just, oh my goodness. You could get almost a half an inch of ice in Asheville. Could get close to 0.3. Guys, anything over 0.25 is a problem. This is a big problem. And I actually think these estimates are a little bit conservative, to be honest. I think they could get more than this. I think someone in Carolina, in near Raleigh, Winston-Salem, Charlotte, it's red for a reason, right? Red's scary. That's not good. It's not good. Anything over a quarter of an inch is bad news. Crew, how do I subscribe? Go over to YouTube, crew. We're streaming on Facebook. We got 6 brave Facebook brethren over on Stormcat 5 YouTube page. Go over to YouTube, Stormfront Freaks Network. Subscribe to us on YouTube. So if you're in Carolina, just even in Virginia, guys, look, oh my goodness, near Richmond, this is the official forecast is calling for a half an inch plus of ice. Like I said, all you have to do is look at this map. Where are the power outages going to be? Anywhere in red is where the highest power outages are going to be. Right in here. Right here and right here. Those will be our 2 main areas of power outages. Anyone that's on the northern side of this storm, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, probably not going to get much in terms of power outages, right? You're going to see more snow. The snow that does fall will be light. Wait a second. Is it, am I right? This is not the official forecast, right? Is it? Is NBM the official forecast, Kyle?
I think NBM is National Blend of Models.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, it is. So this is interesting. This is a blend of all the different forecast models that we have. And you'll notice there's still some uncertainty on the north side. There's no way. There's no way this is Chicago's going to get 18 or 6 inches of snow.
The NDFD is the forecast.
Okay. But still, this gives us a pretty good idea of where the heaviest snow is going to fall. You're probably going to have 2 separate bullseyes here. One in the northeast. This is probably the greatest chance to get over a foot. But then you'll likely have a secondary bullseye somewhere in this region where you get a very strong band sets up and sits over the same areas and dumps potentially up to a half a foot. I could see that band shifting further north into Ohio. I could see that band shifting a little bit further south into Kentucky. But someone in that area is probably going to get at least a foot of snow or more. Yeah, this is definitely different. These are shifting. So I'm actually curious. I haven't used this NBM a lot, so I'm not 100% sure. But I tell you what, speaking of models, I'm going to go through and play the latest models that I have. I'm going to show you the latest European model. I'm going to show you the latest snowfall because the 18Z European model, which is, King Euro, just came out. And so I'm going to see, okay, how is it trending? Has it changed? Once I do that, I'm going to show you right now the latest models first. This latest GFS, the latest NAM. Right now, as I do that, I'll take a quick bio break. Enjoy. And now it's your local I'm just going to show you some models. Let's go. I'm back. Look at that. Perfect timing. It doesn't get more perfect than that timing. I'm chugging a lot of water here. Chat, before we do this, let's see what we got checking in the chat. Let's do a chat check-in right now. Chat check-in. As well as power rankings. We're going to rank our chat, the top 10 chat members. Let's see who we got checking in the chat. Go ahead and put where you're checking in from, your city, your state. Let's see where we got the most people checking in. I'm curious. This helps me be able to talk about the weather because the most people, I tailor my forecast to who's ever in my chat. So if I know where you're checking in from, I'll be able to give you the greatest and best info. Let's see. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. And then we'll look at the 18Z Euro. North Carolina, Indiana, Nebraska, Ohio, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Arkansas, North Carolina, Beaver, Pennsylvania. Okay. Butler, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Winston-Salem. Oh, man. Winston-Salem checking in. Ice skating rink. Manitoba, Canada. We got a Canadian brother. Puxatawny. Wow, we got someone in Puxatawny, Pennsylvania. Vinny. Oh, Vinny. Welcome, brother. North of Maryland. Oh, Maryland's going to get hammered. Indiana. Indy. Oklahoma. Iowa. Florida. Wisconsin. Do we have any Ohio brother in the chat too? We got to get our Ohio brother in goal. Wisconsin. Let's do the chat power rankings too. Let's see what we got in the chat. Larry is sitting in first place. Andrea, second place. Oh, Larry and Andrea tied for first place. These are your power rankings. Carly, second. Erica, third. Gina, fourth. Intel Alpha, fifth. Stormy Storms, sixth. R. Patterson, seventh. Tuxedo, eighth. Princess Leia, ninth. Mama G, ninth. Let's go. All right. Philly. We got someone checking in from Philly. We love that. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to our models here. This is the latest European model. The reason why we check this is I'm just looking for any last-minute trends. Is the model, are they trending any specific way? Wow, that is massive. Wow. International Asphalt Junkie just became a Cat 2 member. Let's go. Okay, let's see. This is the latest European model. Let's see if it's trended any particular way. So it shows similar story. Things get started Friday night. The rain and snow and sleet work its way into Texas. In Oklahoma, Friday night. That's when the party gets started on the Euro. And then it has a similar story. Heavy snow. Arkansas and Missouri, even into Kansas. I haven't talked a lot about Kansas yet. Kansas also gets in on the heavy snow action and could be looking at significant totals. Wow. Huge shout out to International Junkie. Asphalt. I don't even know what that means. And then as we go into Saturday into Sunday. Okay. Wow. Massive W comment from Phil right there. He just texted me. As we go into Sunday, the storm looks wow. That is a blockbuster. An absolute blockbuster of a storm. Closing my door so it's not such an echo.
Shattered $10. Thanks, Brady, for bringing the weather noise.
Oh. Boom! Massive 10 bomb from Northwest Buzzsaw! Oh, yeah. We like that, Dan. It gets the juices going.
Yeah, man.
Wow, I'm shocked. W's in chat. Huge shout out. I just upgraded my studio big time. And so everything you give is helping offset the cost of the new studio. Look at that big screen TV. That costs like $1 million. Just kidding. Okay. So looking here at the models, this is the latest 18Z Euro. It still shows a blockbuster, an absolute blockbuster. With heavy snow on the north side, with sleet and freezing rain on the south side. And then all rain. If you're down here in the Florida Panhandle, I'll tell you what, you are seeing a lot on social media about this winter storm, and you're like, I'm just going to get rain. I don't even care. If you're down in southern Florida, you're like, you don't even care. You're on the beach right now. It's 75 and sunny. Now, next week will be cold for you, but it's unreal. I'm the chalk commenter on the stream. W's in chat for Carly. Okay, so this is the latest European model. I'm curious. Delilah asked, hey, Brady, back to see if anything has changed since last night. That's what I'm looking at right now, Delilah. Let's see. Has this Euro changed at all? This is let's look at the last 4 runs of the Euro. Actually, we can do this. Let's compare runs. Let's go here. These are the last 4 runs of the Euro. Keep an eye. Wow. What do you see, Dan? Dan or Kyle, what do you see?
Consistency.
That's right.
A little slower maybe, but that's nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Dan, would you agree?
Yeah. I was looking at the shift, any minor shifts, but yeah, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah. So what we're looking at, guys, these are the last 5 runs of the European. We look at this. I'm looking for trends, right? Is it shifting north? Is it shifting south? Have we seen any major changes in the miles today? The last 5 runs of the Euro, I would argue the Euro is locking in, right? That's why I put out a post earlier today saying models are starting to lock in on the outcome of this storm. This is why, because you can see now that the change, the shifts that we're getting are very, very slight. And so there still are changes that, you never say never. Every storm is a little bit different. But right now, the axis of heavy snow, the axis of significant ice, the axis of sleet, and the axis of rain, those zones are locking in, right? They're not locked in, but they are locking in. And so we'll have to watch. But the latest Euro kind of underscores that, okay, now we're starting to get to the point where, instead of 100-mile shifts like we saw yesterday. Yesterday, the shift that we saw was crazy. Today, we've seen just teeny little shifts. Let's look at the snowfall here. Let's compare. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to like right there. Still only 2. Let's go back even further right there. Here we go. There's 5. We're looking at the trend for the snowfall. Tell you what, that looks pretty consistent, guys. Let me draw a circle here. Let's draw it a different color. Let's do green. Tell you what, locking in, guys. That looks very consistent. And so right there is the heaviest axis of snow at this point. That is where I'm looking at. That's where the most likely axis of heavy snow is. Let's go to the GFS. Let's do the same thing. Let's go here. Let's go to the last 5 runs. It's going to be 4. Also, locking in. We are starting to lock in, guys, on our storm. We are narrowing down the area of heavy snow. And right now, it looks like Ohio, Kentucky, maybe northern Kentucky, Indiana, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and then the Northeast, places like Boston, New York City, Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut. I don't know why I said Connecticut and Hartford. Rhode Island. Those are going to be the areas you get your biggest snowfall totals. And right on the edge, right where you see that sleet to snow and sleet to freezing rain line, this is where the most uncertainty is, right in there. Right in there. There still is uncertainty in there because if the storm shifts just a little bit further north or just a little bit further south, it will have massive impacts on who gets the highest snow, who gets the highest sleet, who gets the highest freezing rain. If I drive to Columbus, can we have a hot chocolate and snowball fight? I'll be honest. Having a hot chocolate fight does not sound fun. I mean, Dan, that just sounds painful.
It could be, depending on how hot the hot chocolate is.
That just, if it's hot, I'm not gonna enjoy that one bit. Okay, let's do the last four runs. What'd you say, Dan?
What about a snowball fight?
Maybe. It depends. If the hot chocolate is after, I'm much more likely. If it's during, I'm out.
Probably can't make snowballs here in Ohio with this snow.
Yeah, that's that's a good point, Brother Kyle. The snow that falls here in Ohio is going to be fluffy and thick, or not thick, light and airy, like, light and airy popcorn. All right, I'm looking at the snow here to see if there's any trend. Interestingly, Brother Kyle and Dan, I mean, the GFS is kind of shifting a little bit further south. Maybe just a tad.
It's the only one doing it, though.
That's a good point.
And even the models within the GFS, like the NAM and stuff, are further north.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
There's a tool on Weatherfront that is really good that I want you to use at some point.
I'll use it right now.
So go to EPS.
Yep.
24-hour probability of 6 inches or more.
Whoops. Whoa.
That's
cool.
And then, there's areas in there that's 100%.
Wow. So, guys, what we're looking at on the screen, this is in 24 hours. What is the chance that you will get 6 inches of snow or more? Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Hey, even up in Columbus, it's 78%. I'll take that.
And you got to think that's just 24 hours, and it's going to snow for more than that.
That's a good point. Here in the Northeast here, 96%. You know what? In college, I would take a 96%. I'd take a 93%, right? That's an A minus. Even a B plus. I would take, 80%, 96% chance that they get at least 6 inches in 24 hours here.
Stormcat, I think that deserves a wow. That is massive.
Wow, that is massive. That is absolutely massive. And this is the ensemble, so it's going to be more accurate. Oh, thank you, Brother Vinny. Brother Vinny. W's in chat for Brother Vinny. All right, let's go and check this out as we go into Sunday. In southern Indiana, in Kentucky. Now, Kentucky, if you're in Kentucky, this is probably going to be a very, very, very close call for you. Southern Kentucky, likely going to be ice, sleet, freezing rain. Northern Kentucky could be right on the edge of the line. Right on the edge. Ohio likely will be all snow. There could be, maybe in southern Ohio, maybe could be some freezing rain that mixes in a maybe. But most of Ohio should be all snow. Most of Indiana should be all snow. Most of Illinois, all snow. Most of Missouri, all snow as well. Now, northern Missouri, probably not going to get much. Southern Missouri, St. Louis, maybe going to get, a couple of inches, maybe 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 inches. I think 7, probably a lot. And then as we go further east in Pennsylvania, you can see these chances of getting at least 6 inches of snow. 99%. Are you kidding? Hold on, just for fun. Let's look at 12 in 24 hours. In portions of Maryland and West Virginia, you have a 62% chance to get over a foot. And in Southern Ohio, right now, it's saying there's a 30% chance. In Central Ohio, you got a 5, 10%. Listen, I will take that, okay? I'm right in here. Watch this. I'm right in here. I will take, Kyle, I will take an 8% chance to get a foot.
And that's based on 10 to 1.
Yeah, and that's based on 10 to 1 ratios. Can I show Dallas? Yes. So Dallas, let's go back to an inch. Okay, this is actually really cool. This is your 24-hour probability of getting an inch of snow. Now, I'll be honest, Dan, I don't know if you disagree with this. I don't know if Dallas is going to get, actually, Dan might not be here. Oh, no, chalked. I don't think Dallas is going to get much snow. Right now, this model is saying in 24 hours that Dallas has a 25% chance to get at least 1 inch of snow. So that's not a lot. 1 inch is not a lot.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the snow so much as the freezing rain and sleet.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You definitely could get an inch of snow, but it's going to be a messy inch, right? Like you might get a little bit of snow here, and then you might, put some sleet on top of it. Then you might get a little bit of more snow, and then you might put some freezing rain on top of it, right? It's like, think about like making a big meat pie, right? You put some meat in there, you maybe sprinkle some cheese on top, you put some more meat in there, then you bake it. It's going to be a big old meat pie of misery in Texas.
Yeah,
Because
I'm not big on meat pies, but...
Me neither, Dan. Me neither. But I tell you what.
But yeah, look at those northern counties, though, along the Red River.
Oh, yeah. The northern counties are going to get hammered here. From Lubbock through Oklahoma City through Tulsa, you have almost 100% chance to get an inch of snow. Let's see 6 inches here. Let's go back. Yeah, Oklahoma City, you're sitting at about 74% to get at least 6 inches in 24 hours. Back into
right
Lubbock, go Dan.
I was going to say, right up along the Turner Turnpike from Oklahoma City up to Tulsa, that I-44 stretch is going to be kind of in that corridor.
Right in here. Is this I-44?
So it's a diagonal line from Oklahoma City northeast into Tulsa. So right there, kind of in that darker red area. Yeah.
Right in here. Yeah, that'll be a nightmare on Saturday. Friday and Saturday. That will be brutal out there in Oklahoma and in Texas, even as far west as Lubbock, right? This is where I went storm chasing. This is where we've basically gone storm chasing for the past 3 or 4 years. And it's just, you're going to get absolutely cooked in that area. That'll be this is a really good representation of where the heaviest snow is going to fall. You can see from basically here in Oklahoma City all the way up to southern Ohio. Let's go to see an inch here. And someone talked about Ohio. I will show you Ohio. Look at this. Wow. That's so cool. This is your chances of getting at least an inch of snow. You have basically 100% chance to get an inch of snow from Albuquerque, New Mexico, through Oklahoma, through Missouri, through St. Louis, through Indianapolis, through Pittsburgh, all the way to New York City, and all the way to Boston. So we're going to see all the way up to Maine. Are you kidding me? A 98% from Fredericton all the way down to Albuquerque. Let me see what that is in distance. Curious. That's 2,100 miles. Could you drive that in one go, Dan?
With a little bit of help, yes. And that help is caffeine.
Okay. See, that's impressive. Kyle, I don't know about you. I think I would pass out and probably die.
I'm good
So
for about
Brady-
600 miles, and that's about it.
Yeah. I'm more
Brady,
like
do you
200.
remember when y'all were in South Dakota a few years ago and I drove up?
Yes.
I made one stop for gas and did that whole trip in like 13 hours.
That's insane. That's impressive. It
Also,
takes.
It kind of looks like your whale right now.
It does. It does kind of look like a whale. It looks a little bit like a dolphin, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Kind of looks like a happy fish or like a shark. A little bit of a shark. That's pretty good. Good night, Carly. W's in chat. We might have just lost our mod chat, so now our chat is going to get completely unhinged. We no longer have a monitored chat, so we could be cooked here on YouTube. I guess we'll have to see.
Is Fuzzy in there?
Who knows? Fuzzy's got to be. That's the hope. That's the whale. So let's show 6 inches here once again. We had someone ask about Ohio. Fantastic. Fuzzy's here.
Mama G's too.
Oh, Mama G's too. Okay, great. Yeah, I can drive about 200 miles and then I'm cooked. So this is Ohio. So this is your chances of getting at least 6 inches of snow in a 24-hour period. Columbus is about a 50-50 shot. Actually, wait, hold on. Never mind. 87. Okay, that is crazy. This is according to the European Ensemble here, which, once again, it's run 52 different times. That's like if I would run the 50-yard dash 52 different times. You take my time, you take the average. That's what this is. So this is saying Central Ohio has a 80 to 90% chance of getting at least 6 inches of snow in a 24-hour period, which means almost certainly they will get more than that. Welcome, Mustanger 160. Welcome to the family. I'm in Virginia. LA Apologetics. You are going to get hammered in Virginia with a lot of freezing rain and a lot of sleet and a lot of snow. Absolutely hammer job. Now, if you go up to northern Ohio, you'll notice Toledo. This is not your storm. Our Toledo brethren, once again, going to get absolutely shocked with this particular storm. Not getting much at all. Cleveland, this is also not your storm. You might get 3, 4, 5 inches. Probably not going to get much more than that. Pittsburgh, this is your storm. You've got close to a 93% chance to get at least 6 inches of snow. Thank you, Fuzzy, for liking my tweet. W. In Southern Ohio, in Cincinnati, you have close to a 94% chance to get at least 6 inches. In Louisville, whatever, you have a 96% chance. Now, Louisville, you're going to have to be right along that line. That's right. Brendan Kopic lives in Toledo. It's chalked. So right now, if you're in this region, if you're in the scary pink purple region, you are likely to get at least 6 inches of snow here from Columbus through Cincinnati, even in Philadelphia. Look at this, Washington, D.C. Close to 90, 96%, 100% here in Morgantown. Now, look at this. See this right here? That's a warm nose that's appearing on the models. And we'll have to watch that. If there's some warm air that starts to kind of sneak its way in from the south, that could eat in on some snow totals for someone in Pennsylvania, in Maryland, in Virginia. That we will have to watch that because that is a warm nose of air that could melt some of the snow as it's falling and cause it to fall as sleet or freezing rain. But everyone else in Pennsylvania, Allentown, Philadelphia, absolutely crushed here. In New Jersey, as far look at this, look at for the Northeast. New York City, 98% chance of getting at least 6 inches of snow. That's right. I love a good warm nose too. Kyle, I'm glad you showed me this. This is cool. Now, this is your probability of getting at least 12 inches.
And I mean, of course, it's still just one model, but when it's showing that high of confidence, it's hard not to trust it.
100%. Here's the GFS. This is another model just to compare it. The GFS is a little bit less bullish, but it still shows a huge swath where we have a chance of getting at least 6 inches of snow. I'm curious what the official National Weather Service forecast is. Let's take a look. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take another minute break as I go use the bathroom. Here's a tribute to our podcast, the Stormfront Freak podcast. I'll be right back. 10-second bio break. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, everyone. This is Pecos Hank Shima, and you're listening to Stormfront Freaks podcast.
And again, I'm telling you, when tornadoes start flying, they'll find you.
You know, I really don't like severe weather.
Really?
Yeah, it's high stress. People die. You know, and so it's not a lot of fun in that respect.
No better way to truly understand and communicate the weather that you're forecasting than to experience it.
So I'm like, we got to go live. We got to go live. It's coming in. It's coming in. So we were on, I think that was one of the earliest times we've been on the air live.
Well, the rental car stuff was a long story.
But that was a lot of fun with Phil and the gang. They do a great job over there.
The Stormfront Freak podcast, baby, it's the best in the world. Jump back.
Him laughing is funnier than anything.
I don't understand what happened. I really don't. Perfect timing. New poll. I'm actually curious. Are you in the snow zone, ice zone, or chalked zone? Vote now. New poll. All right, this is the official forecast here from the National Weather Service for snow. Let's take a look. Let's first start. We're going to go west to east here for snow totals. Welcome, TP. I think that's it. All right, let's go to correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle. I don't think they offer this. I think they're building this in Weatherfront, but I don't think they have the National Weather Service forecast yet, right?
No, it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
I'll find it in just a sec. Hold on.
But this is better for what we're looking at.
Okay. Well, look at this for now. This is the official forecast here. This is the National Weather Service's forecast. Ooh, I just got a comment on YouTube. Overhyped. Chalked. They're calling for close to 11 inches of snow here in Oklahoma and 6 to 8 plus in Kansas. Interestingly, right here, see this little looks like an L? That's two different forecast offices here.
At International Asphalt Junkie 5,743 super chatted $5. My parents live in Wilmington, Delaware. How hard are they going to get hit?
That is a good question. We're going to take a look at that.
I let the sync running. Chalked.
Wilmington, Delaware. How hard are they going to get hit?
Wilmington, Delaware. Good call. Wait, look what I can do. Watch this. I can
Folks,
skate.
You saw it here first. Stormcat sliding in.
My
I mean, you've already busted your
so
solid
slippery.
ones.
What did you say, Kyle?
You busted your skull open once. We don't need it again.
All right, let me do it again.
Don't do that. Don't do the busting of your skull.
That was sick. I love doing that so much. Wilmington, Delaware. How hard are they going to get hit? Let's take a look. Wilmington, Delaware. And then we'll go back to Oklahoma.
That was a good observation on the 2 forecast offices there.
I know. Yeah, you can see it right there. You see that little like L right there? That's just 2 different. You've got, the snow it's not going to just stop falling once it gets to Kansas, right? But you've got 11 inches. And then as soon as you go a mile to the north in Kansas, they're like, nah, it's not going to be 11. It's going to be 8.
It's just the way the wind's blowing, I guess, right there at the state.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, man. Let's go to Delaware real quick. I'm trying to find where that is. Okay, Delaware. Here's Delaware. Delaware is going to get clobbered. 12 inches. This is the official forecast here from the National Weather Service. 12 inches. So anywhere from 11, 10, 11, 12 inches is possible in Delaware. Is my hockey game at midnight? No, my hockey game's in a little bit. Gonna have to go in just a little bit. I think I might be live tomorrow night too, potentially. So we'll see. But Delaware, absolutely clobbered. W's in chat for that massive dono. Okay, let's take a look at Oklahoma again. 11 inches, 9 inches. Oklahoma City is kind of right on the edge. This tells me the National Weather Service thinks a little bit of sleet's going to mix in, right near Oklahoma City. Maybe a little bit of freezing rain will mix in. I'm actually curious. They only have 4 to 6 in Lubbock. I guess they have 8 near Lubbock, but don't have a huge totals. Missouri, look at this. A couple days ago, we were talking about nothing in Missouri. And now we're looking at, actually, let's go back to this. You can see it better. Now we're looking at close to a foot in places. The further south you go in Missouri, the more snow you're going to get. Right? Right along the Missouri border. That's where the max is going to fall. That's where close to a foot of snow could fall in Missouri. Northern Arkansas, that's where the snow is going to fall in far northern Arkansas. You get to southern Arkansas, you could get some snow, but there'll be a lot of freezing rain that mix in. That meat pie of freezing rain, sleet, snow, chalked. Absolutely chalked. CJ, thank you for joining. Someone asked about Texas. Texas, you're likely not going to get much snow. Maybe like an inch or 2 in Dallas, but the majority of the snow is going to be north of you guys. This is your sleet and freezing rain zone. Actually, really right in here. That's where your sleet and freezing rain is going to be. And that will be miserable. That will not be fun.
Yeah, there was a question from Facebook about Lampasas, Texas, and that's almost halfway between Dallas and San Antonio.
Okay. So that's pretty far south then, right in here, Dan? Is that?
Yeah, it'd probably be kind of in that area.
Okay. So very little snow, very little to zero snow, but you will get freezing rain. You absolutely, if you look at the freezing rain, this is actually, well, let's go back. There we go. This shows you your freezing rain for Texas. Big time freezing rain totals down there. So not much snow in Texas except for northern Texas. The big snow is going to fall in Oklahoma. You can see though, look at the freezing rain totals here in Oklahoma. You will have some sleet and some freezing and some freezing rain that does mix in. That could cut some totals down for our Oklahoma City brethren. That's right, holy snow. Amanda's watching Hell's Kitchen on my TV and Brady on my iPhone. That is amazing. That's right, JT official. You got to lock in, brother. Don't make me play the video. I'll play it. Every time I play that video, I think I lose about 20 viewers. I'll do it just to lose 20 viewers. There'll be 20 of you that just drop off when you see that video, but don't make me do it. All right, let's go further east. Ohio Valley. This is where the bulk of the snow, where some big time totals could fall. Southern Indiana, Southern Illinois, Southern Ohio, and Central Ohio. We are talking about totals of 6, 7, 8, 9 inches of snow, with some spots, especially near the Ohio River here, getting a foot or more. And I would say these are, Kyle, I don't know if you disagree with me. I think these are a little bit conservative.
I mean, I think so. About 60 hours before it starts in Ohio, like really starts, you kind of have to be somewhat conservative.
You do.
I don't think they're much higher than that, but a couple inches is the high ends.
I agree. I completely agree with that, because think about this. We are, it's Thursday night. The snow is not going to start in Ohio or in any of these areas until Saturday night going into Sunday morning. Welcome, Joey. Welcome, Migo. The snow won't start in these areas until at least 2 days from now, right? At least 48 hours to 48 to 57. Let's just say that. Bye, Chai Weenie Mom. Enjoy your snow. But the snow's not going to start for a long time. And because that is the case, these snow totals are probably on the more conservative side, because there's still model changes that can happen. Keep in mind, too, the snow ratios that we were talking about, they could be much higher than 10 to 1. So I could see these totals maybe being bumped up another couple of inches when we're all said and done. So places like, Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, we're talking 8 to 10 inches plus.
Hey, Brady.
Down here along the, go ahead, Kyle.
What do they have for QPF?
Let's see.
That'll give you a good idea of what they are thinking ratios will be. So they got, what's that, 0.87 in Cincinnati, and they had like almost 10 inches. So they're going with about a 12 to 1 in that area.
Okay. And this is through Sunday at around 8 p.m. So there could be more snow that actually falls in their forecast.
Yes.
Keep in mind, guys, this snow forecast that we're looking at right now, this only goes to 8 p.m. Sunday night. That's that 0Z Monday number that you see in the top right corner. So we could still have snow ongoing Sunday night in some of these areas. So we say, we're saying 8 to 10 here in Ohio, 8 to 10 here in Southern Indiana, 8 to 10 here in Southern Illinois, 8 to 12 here in Southern Missouri. In Northern Kentucky, far Northern Kentucky, we're talking about close to or over a foot of snow. In West Virginia, they're going to get absolutely hammered. They're going to get absolutely clobbered with a snow stick right over their face of a foot plus of snow in a lot of areas, especially some of the higher elevations. They could get just clobbered. Northern Ohio, Northern Indiana, Northern Illinois still could get, 4 to 6 inches here. Chicago, maybe even a couple, right? A couple of inches. Just kind of crazy to think about that even Chicago could get a couple of inches of snow. But by far, the heaviest snow is going to be to the south. And then Tennessee. We were talking about Tennessee the other day. We were talking about maybe our Tennessee brethren could finally get some big snow. Not going to happen, unfortunately. I'm sorry if you live in Tennessee. And I don't mean to joke about that. That's chalked. Because you guys are now going to get freezing rain and sleet, which is it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Let's take a look at the Northeast here. Actually, first, let's go Mid-Atlantic. Great Lakes. If you're up in Wisconsin, if you're up in Minnesota, even in Michigan, not much. Maybe a couple of inches in Detroit. That's it. Look at Pennsylvania, though. Pennsylvania, absolute clobber job. Absolute clobber job for our Pennsylvania brethren. The lowest amount I'm seeing in Pennsylvania is 7 inches. The highest amount I'm seeing in Pennsylvania is 13 inches. And there could be more. There could absolutely be more than that. Iowa is nothing but cold. I agree, Ray. That's right. We got to lock in. New Jersey, hammer job. 8 to 12 plus. Maryland, Delaware, hammer job. 8 to 12 plus. With potentially some areas getting 14. New York City, 8 to 12, 12 to 18 potentially, plus. Maybe not plus 18. But there could be someone that gets 18 inches of snow. Absolutely. Let's say the Northeast. Because this could be, and this is only through, let's see if I can get this a little further. I can't. This is only through Sunday night. So snow is going to be ongoing in the Northeast Sunday night, and it's going to continue Monday morning. So these totals we're looking at right now are just a snapshot. And they're already, by the time we get to Sunday night, there could be 9, 10, 12 inches in Long Island. In all those areas. Amanda Bahama says they're closing schools tomorrow in Minnesota because of the cold weather. Someone wants me to show the Cuchillera. I will. I'll show the Cuchillera in just a sec. International Asphalt Junkie says, what app should I download as a truck driver? Well, that's a good question. I'm a big fan of Weatherfront. So download Weatherfront. That's number one. They've got a great radar. What do you think, Dan or Kyle? Any other apps we should... There's an app called Drive Weather that used to be a sponsor. Download those guys. Drive Weather is pretty good because it tells you the weather along your route.
Yeah, for Weatherfront, you have to have an iOS device.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's okay. Okay. But look at the snow totals here. And I'm bringing Agent Dan and meteorologist Kyle Rapol. And, Kyle and Dan, Kyle, maybe I'll start with you. Out of all the places I looked at, where do you think the bullseye? If we just had to put a pin to tail on the snow donkey, where are we thinking?
Louisville area.
Louisville. Ooh.
And then New York City.
Oh, well, you got to pick one. Where's your bullseye?
I'll go with Louisville because they don't get the massive snows as much.
Okay.
So it'd be more impactful.
That's Kyle's bullseye. Dan, where's your bullseye?
It was kind of the same area, kind of southern Illinois is where I was looking.
Okay. This is Dan's bullseye. You know what? I'm just going to plant my flag. I'm going to say East Coast for mine. This is where my bullseye is. I think New York City, somewhere between Long Island, Connecticut, I think they get the most. I think they're going to get 16 inches. I'm just going to say it right now. I think that Long Island's going to get 16 inches of snow. I think they will. If not close to that. But I do think, look at this, guys. We have a massive swath of heavy snow that goes from Oklahoma City all the way through New York City and Boston. Everyone's spamming lock in. Don't make me do it. Fine. Oh, can you feel it?
No, it is.
Lock in, chat! Shh, it's coming. Let's go! You hear it? Uh-oh, it's almost time. Look at the clock. It's ticking.
each, every one of you. It's time to lock in. I want you to grab the bar above your head. Pull it down. Strap yourself in and get ready to roll because it is time to lock in. Come on. Let's go. Oh yeah. Let me hear the chat. The time is now! Let's roll! Time to go! Lock in now!
I thought you were kidding, man. You lost like 30 people.
I know. No, it's every time I play that video, instantly, just 30 people drop off. They're just gone.
Yeah, so you were talking about planting a flag. How much water does it take to plant a flag?
That seems like a trick question, Dan. That seems like a trick question because I don't know if I could ever plant a flag. That's chalked. Oh. All right, chat. Let's take some questions. Because I'm gonna have to roll soon. I've got a big hockey game. And probably not much is gonna change tonight. Let's see. Chat, we got any questions? Locked and unloved. I don't even know what that means, Kelsey. Oh. Did we ban? Hey, Carly, we didn't ban. Did we ban anyone this stream? One of my friends just texted me and said they got banned. It's not good. This stream, guys, is a stream of the people. If you want to use all caps, if you want to spam emotes, do it. I'm playing. I'm playing in the game. I'm not going to it. I'm playing. I live on Long Island. And I say 20 inches. Mama G wants to see Kyle's shirt. Interesting. Okay. Kyle, you might have to show your shirt. I don't sleep still. I don't know. My friend could be totally chalked too. Okay, Connor. Connor was one of the people that left. He left and rejoined. Connor joined 6 minutes ago. Wow. W's in chat. Connor Croft has graced us with his presence. He joined 6 minutes ago. He saw that stupid lock-in video and left and came back.
You know what shirt this is, Brady.
What?
You know what shirt this is.
Wait, dude, hold on. Oh my. Oh, what kind of shirt is that? Oh my. Oh my God. What the heck was that? Henny, give a shout out. My 8-year-old Jonah. Jonah, welcome to the stream, brother. Massive W to Jonah. Huge shout out. Wow, the chat is popping off after that. New poll coming in hot.
Connor was on TikTok.
What?
Connor said he needed that.
It's on TikTok.
That's where I got it from.
Really?
Yeah.
We might have to add that to the store. Did I just hear a cat meow?
Yeah, one of my cats is definitely meowing.
Bro, that's. Can you go get it, Kyle, and put it on stream?
I'll try.
Poll coming in hot. Connor, where's your bullseye of snow? That's my question to you. Where's your bullseye of snow? Where would you put it?
Where's Connor? Why isn't he on here?
Connor's getting ready for the blizzard. Or not the blizzard. This won't be a blizzard. He's getting ready for the winter storm, my guess is. I'm guessing Connor's going to chase it. How's the new studio coming along? New studio is coming along good, guys. Good. I'm massively in debt from all the technology I bought, but it's coming along good. It's coming along really good. Wow, we have another Connor as well. We have a second Connor who just joined the stream. Connor is so mentally checked out, he's nonverbal. What does that even mean? You're typing. You're typing in the third person now? Connor's typing in third person. He's chalked. He is absolutely chalked. Taylor, what about Austin, Texas?
Very similar to Lampasas. It's going to be, the freezing rain, sleet.
That's Agent Dan you're hearing. Agent Dan is a Texas brother. So he's a local Texas. He knows exactly what's going on down there. Here's what we'd expect in Austin. Accumulations up to 1/4 inch of ice, with isolated amounts of 1/4 to 1/2 inch. If you get 1/2 inch of ice in Austin, chalked. Absolutely chalked. We are talking about power outages. We are talking about dangerous conditions. I don't think Austin is going to get 1/2 inch. I think they'll probably get around 1/4 inch. Still, the roads will be icy. Very icy on Friday, on Saturday, even on Sunday. Toby, welcome. T-Bar might be cooked. That's right, T-Bar. T-Bar might be cooked. Wow. Exploding trees. Maybe. That also probably won't happen. Guys, I will say, I actually don't think it'll be cold enough for exploding trees.
And that'd be very bad for beavers.
That would be just disastrous. The exploding tree meme is something I did not expect to go through the internet like that. And it's now everywhere. It's on TikToks. People are posting TikToks of people getting impaled by trees. It's sweeping across the country. Absolutely sweeping. I'm in Long Island. I'll get the usual. That's right. An absolute pounding. For our Long Island brethren, you will get an absolute pounding of snow. That is absolutely correct. Wow. All right, Chad, it's getting about that time. I got to roll. Any other questions? If you do want to support us, guys, here on the channel, we are still a relatively small channel. We got 14,000 subscribers. So if you do want to become a subscriber, it doesn't cost you anything. Mash that subscribe button and mash that like button. If it's your first time here, let me know in chat. And if you do want to become a member, become a member. You get access to emotes. I do some lives occasionally where I do members only. I do members only giveaways too. So if you do want to become a member, do it. That helps us out tremendously. Massive shout out to everyone that joined us. Hopefully you guys learned something tonight because guys, I got news for you. Whoops. This will be a very impactful storm. And we are going to deal with this all weekend. The chances of you being hit by this storm are high because of how big it is, because of how expansive it is. It is a huge, huge, huge 2,000-mile wide storm that is going to sweep through the country. And it's all going to get started Friday. And then it's going to continue on Saturday. And then it's going to continue on Sunday. And it will be a long duration event. So buckle up, strap in, and get ready to roll because this weekend is going to be epic. Okay? For those of you that are in the snow, that's awesome. To those of you that are in the ice, I'm sorry. To those of you who are in the sleet, you're chalked because sleet is great if you don't want bad impacts, but sleet just sucks because you were this close to getting big time snow, and instead you get sleet. A lot of people actually in events like this, there's a lot of people that generally they'll be like right in this region. We're like, if you're in southern Missouri, or you're in, northern Kentucky, or you're in southern Indiana, you're expecting all snow, right? You just are. That's what your natural inclination is. You get, you're like, oh, I'm getting 10 inches of snow. That's all going to fall is snow. But then the storm happens and sleet kind of mixes its way in and just cuts your totals. Now you only get 6 inches. And that sucks because most of the time when you get sleet, you weren't expecting it. So sleet blows. But if you're getting snow, that is amazing. And I love we've got a lot of it. If you're a snow lover in the chat, put it in chat right now. Say you're a snow lover. You can spam snow emojis. You can spam snow, whatever you want. Just spam snow something. And then for our eastern U.S. brethren, the storm's going to continue. The storm's going to start for you guys on Sunday. It'll be an all-day Sunday kind of deal. So if you have to travel, guys, if you got to be out, I wouldn't recommend it. And if you have a flight, guys, I didn't even talk about that. That was one thing I was going to talk about. If you do have a flight on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, good luck. Amanda says, hey, Brady, just a reminder, get a P.O. box for your fans. Will do. Nick Wheeler. Don't ban this guy. This is my buddy that thought he got banned. Nick! Don't ban him. Don't ban him. It's okay, Nick. We all love you here, Nick. Nick is sending lots of love from Westerville. Guys, Nick's got a wife and just had a baby. So congratulations, Nick. W's in chat for Nick. That's right. Massive shout out to Nick. Angela's just joined. What are we expecting for Chattanooga? Angela, you missed it. We've been live. We're about to end. Chattanooga. Freezing rain and sleet. Unfortunately, freezing rain and sleet, and that's just the unfortunate piece of that. A couple days ago, you were looking at snow in Tennessee. Now you're not. And I'm sorry, I truly am, but this is going to be a freezing rain and sleet event for you guys. Don't worry, I'm getting a P.O. box soon. I actually figured out how to do it. But our winter storm, guys, huge swath of heavy snow. That's going to go from Oklahoma City all the way up through Boston, all the way up through Maine. And it's not going to be out of here till Monday morning. And then we got maybe another signal we've got to watch. Okay, this is crazy. We've got another little mini storm down here for New Orleans. Yeah, right. We'll have to watch that, but right now that's chalked. I was just looking if there's anything that follows this. The last thing I'll mention, temperatures behind this storm, brutal. For over a week, we are going to have temperatures. Guys, these are actual temperatures. This is not wind chills. Are you kidding me? -10 here in Ohio. Actual temperature, -10 next week. That's one model. Not saying it's going to happen, but it shows you how cold of an air mass this is going to be. This cold is not going anywhere. Look at this. I'll put this in motion here. This is really cool to watch. I mean, you just have Canada just sending its polar Arctic air all the way down from the poles. Look at that. You can see it. It works its way down from the Arctic all the way into the States. That's insane. I wonder if this is going to be one of those cases where we're warmer than Alaska or we're colder than Alaska. Maybe not. Maybe actually next week. So behind our storm, frigid, brutally cold air makes its way into the U.S. What about temps in front of the storm? No. It's only going to get colder from here, T-Bar. From tomorrow on, You're going to have a cold front that moves through and just keeps the U.S., even down in Florida, we're going to be cold. So no, the temperatures are going to take probably 2 weeks to rebound fully. Wow. Chat, this was fun.
I see a cat backstage.
What? Wait. Oh, it's the cat. What's the cat's name, Kyle? Oh, no.
This is Cassie. She's about as old as you.
Oh, my God. It's Cassie the cat. Oh, hi, Cassie. Everyone say hi, Cassie. Dude, that cat is in heaven right now. You're giving it like the ultimate. Oh my gosh. Dude, that cat is absolutely conked out. Wow. That's epic. Everyone spam cat in chat. Cat.
It's Stormcat 45.
That is correct. That is officially now Stormcat 45. Kyle. Can you talk to your wife and change the name?
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I think we could organize it. All right, time for final thoughts. Let's go round table. Dan, you first. Any final thoughts about this storm?
Just kind of looking at its impacts here in the Southern Plains. We don't want a repeat of 2021 here in Texas. So, but folks here, just pay attention and stock up.
What should they stock up with, Dan? Pop-Tarts or bread?
Non-perishable food for the next few days.
What if they really want some like SpaghettiOs?
That's good. And if you run out of power, if you lose power, eat it out of the can. But have a can opener.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, if you're going to buy canned goods, make sure you have a can opener.
Buy Pop Tops.
What even is a Pop Top?
The ones that have the little thing on that you just pop open the top of it and rip it off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brady doesn't
Kyle,
cook, obviously.
I'm getting into cooking. The poll in chat, 49% of the chat said they like Kyle's shirt. 21% said no. Wow. And 30% said chalked, which could have been a yes or a no. We'll never know.
We won't.
All right, Kyle, any final thoughts from you, brother?
Not much. Just steady as it goes. Not been any real big changes. The ZRZ models are starting to come in. They look the same.
We'll watch and see. And my final thought, snow. Snow, 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 snow. Hope for snow. And the best of luck to all of you. I will potentially be live tomorrow night. We will see how things go. If I go live, it'll probably be sometime in the afternoon or evening. So look out here on YouTube. It's your first time. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. And what else, Dan?
Tell someone that you love them.
That's right. That's right, chat. We are here checking in from Dan and Kyle and Phil and me. Wait. I'm going to go ahead and signal the all clear. I'm going to my hockey game, chat. I will be sure to let you know if anything changes in the models. I will be looking at the models all night tonight. I might not sleep. I'll be posting here on YouTube. I'll be posting on Twitter. I'll be posting on Facebook. So make sure, do me a favor, guys. Everyone in this group right now, you guys are my OGs, okay? So whenever I get like a video or whenever I come out with a short, whenever I come out with something on any social media, just smash that like button and smash it. And you can leave a comment too, because the way it gets out in the world is engagement. The more people engage, the more people gets out there. That's how I can kind of, if I get my OGs, this group here, to be engagement warriors. Like, even if you don't like what I'm saying, just like it. Like the tweet or retweet it. You don't have to retweet it. I get the retweets. You don't want to, have to do that every time. But like it or leave a comment, we can start to get in the algorithm here. I can only do that with your help. Thank you all for all that you do, for all the donations, for all the members, for all the subscribers, for anyone that was here. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I hope all of you have a wonderful Thursday night. And if you're in the zone of heavy ice, go to the store tomorrow. Get some groceries, get some non-perishable, items like Pop-Tarts, like SpaghettiOs. Maybe something with some more nutritional value. Like, what's something with more nutritional value? Help me out. Nothing.
Beans.
Nothing. Beans. Okay, get some beans. Oh, almost blew it there.
Now we sound
Go
like
get
we're
some
going to be
beans.
on a train ride.
I know. We
Bucks
were
Bar.
going somewhere. We were going somewhere. Almonds. There you go. Almonds. The chat is helping out. Almonds. Cheez-Its. Chef Boyardee. I don't know about that, Rob. Chef Boyardee has very little. Steaks over the fireplace. That sounds perishable and dangerous. Beans. Canned. Almonds. Everyone's saying almonds. There's so many people saying almonds. Sardines. I'm going to vomit now. Ice cream. Oh, I hate sardines.
If you get perishable stuff, just stick it outside.
Yeah, if you lose power, you can always stick it outside.
That's a good point. Just stick it outside. Tuna. Oh, I'm going to vomit now. Beaver meat. Oh, no. S'mores over the fireplace. Yeah, now we're getting the idea, chat. You get the idea. Go get some good stuff from the store. Okay? Because it's epic. So go get there before, it sells out. Because I'm sure everyone and their sister and their grandma and their niece and their cousin is going to be at the store tomorrow buying the same things. So go get it before it's gone. Go get some toilet paper like Dan did. If you have a bidet, you don't have to do that. Just saying. And be safe, especially if you're in the ice zone. If you're in the snow zone, enjoy it. Because it's going to be one heck of a ride, a winter wonderland. And if you're in the rain zone, I'm sorry. Brother, you get absolutely cooked. Hit one of the best winter storms in a long time. The Midwest is absolutely cooked. Get nothing. All right, chat. Well, I'm going to hockey. Find someone. Tell them you love them. Tell them you care about them. Give them a big hug. Do something nice for someone today. This is Stormcat 5 and Agent Dan and Brother Kyle and Felicious. And we will see you on the next one, which might be tomorrow. Dan pulled up the models late last night. Blue and purple glowing golden bright. Kyle leaned and he said, yeah, that's rough. Snow's gonna be heavy, ice is gonna be tough. The Euro could be colder, the GFS agreed. Freezing rain right where you don't need. 1 degree shift and the whole thing slides from fluffy snow to an ice storm. Think that ride, epic snow and the crippling ice. Winter rolling through like loaded dice. Dan and Kyle say don't ignore. This one's got teeth, it's not folklore. Snow piles up where the cold air locks. Ice coats trees like frozen rocks. Power lines strain, roads turn so slick. This setup's nasty, oh it's fast and quick. Kyle said if you're in the ice don't wait. Dan nodded prep early, he said not too late. Bread and milk and jokes aside, this time this storm you take really serious in my prime. Epic snow and crippling ice. Forecast flashing red and lights. Models screaming, the signal's loud. Winds are flexing on the crowd. Thank you for watching. Good night. Kyle, sing. Kyle, I'm not ending till you sing. Kyle, sing. Kyle, sing. Kyle, I'm not ending the stream till you sing. We're still live, Kyle. We're still live. We haven't gone off the stream. Kyle. Kyle.
TikTok, TikTok. I was muted.
Yeah, all right, we're off.